What's up, YouTube? This is the first episode of Speedrun Watch Party. It's just that simple. We're gonna watch speedruns that I think are cool. I have okayed this with the peeps that we can watch these, we can distribute them. But make sure to always follow the people that we're gonna be watching speedruns of. This one being 04dude3. I will have that in the description below. This is the world record holder and one of the best runners in the world of Super Mario Odyssey, but the world record holder specifically, Super Mario Odyssey Darker Side. Again, we've ran this multiple times on this category, on this channel. It's been showcased in many GDQs before. Yeah, you need to collect any 500 power moons. That will allow you to get to the darker side of the moon, the final challenge of the game, akin to stuff like the perfect run from Super Mario Galaxy 2 or Champions Road from Super Mario 3D World. It's great. I love this category. And with me today, every time I do these speedrun watch parties, we'll have a crew. We'll have a couch crew. And these are meant to be a little bit laid back, but we got Kuiper Don't Care. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, I'm the least qualified person to be here. No, I used to run this game like back when it first came out. This game came out on my birthday, fun fact.
Oh.
Yeah,
me know your birthday. Okay, yeah.
Well, me and Odyssey share a birthday. But no, I used to run this game a couple years ago, mostly any percent. I dabbled a little bit in Darker Side. I actually did a lot more like triple bingo towards the end. Rather than like just full runs, I did a whole lot of triple bingo back in the day. And yeah, I'm here to just be goofy and hopefully not derail too many conversations.
We actually have a bunch of people in here who like to play the bingos. We've also got Double A Dewey. How you doing, buddy?
No way. I'm the guy that likes to play the bingos.
That's you.
Like real bingo? Like with numbers?
No, but that's the speed running. Because I don't have good enough times in Mario Odyssey to make myself feel better, so I just play the bingo.
Yeah, it's funny we put ourselves down because I definitely want like a range of skill and like familiarity whenever we do these speedrun watch parties. That being said, we have one of the 10 to 15 best players in the world, Danger's, in the call with us. How you doing, Burb?
Huh? Hi? Sorry, it's 7 a.m.
I also make sure I made them all wake up super early.
I'm over here trying to stay awake, man. But hi, how's it going?
Yeah, let's get this started. Danger's a former world record holder of Super Mario Odyssey Darker Side. This
category,
cool.
Actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just talking on my stream yesterday about how that PB was set 4 years ago now, and I haven't touched Darker Side since. It's come a long way, that's for sure.
You know what? This episode of Speedrun Watch Party will convince him to go back. So that being said...
Almost certainly.
So that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump in. 3, 2, 1, go! Bam!
I did say, due to the thing that Danger's brought up, the time thing, we have all 4 American time zones represented in this call. So various levels of energy.
I was wondering
various
how that was lining up.
Yeah, various levels of energy here in this call.
Progressively more EP as you go.
Yeah. I'm gonna leak my DM that I had with Spike, and I said I've been waking up at 5 most of the week. What's one more?
I know. I figured I'd start with you because I know you're West Coast. So
yeah, and we were already talking about this.
Whoa, you could spin pound there? Holy crap!
You can spin pound right there. You basically want to spin pound almost everywhere.
Yep.
I'll say that spin pound is actually really complicated. You have to do that during the cutscene.
Yeah, that second one right there.
And then I don't know if he goes for this one, but this one's even worse.
Nah, we do the roll across the bridge now.
That's what I thought. I do that, but I wasn't sure if I was just a coward.
Land on the railing.
I guess as former world record holder, it's my job to do the actuallys. But
yes,
actually, yeah.
We do spin pound in a lot of places, but typically, if you are starting out of a cutscene and your mission is to just go straight across like flat ground, or you have a hill in front of you to take you forward and like build momentum, then you'll just roll instead. But spin pounding is really good for changing directions. And yeah, that's basically it.
A beautiful left side.
Yep, very sexy left side. And this topper fight will never make sense to me. Just this little bit right here. You just kind of jump, you buffer a spin throw, and weirdly that interacts with him to where you get a bing bang and a bong and he's done.
It's so hard to get a dive out of that last spin throw.
Is it basically like you're landing almost kind of on his forehead? That's how you can like simultaneously knock the hats off and bounce on his head?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
Nobody is we kind of talked about this before the video started, but like nobody has dug into the like actual code of the game. We don't have tools like Super Mario 64 does that can like visualize hitboxes and stuff like that yet. But man, would it be so cool to be able to do that, to see what the heck is going on in some situations. It would be really cool to see like why we can't shoot Mecha Wiggler segments because they get in the way of each other. It'd be really cool to see like why Quickatiel you can just like smear across his face and nothing happens.
Yup. I'm convinced there is a flat SM64 style wall right at the start of his beak, and you have to clip over that. Then
like
you can get him. Like, it's not a visually consistent wheel, though.
No. It's the same thing with his taint. When you got to jump up and hit him in the gooch, you know.
That's true.
Sometimes you just slide off the gooch, man.
We might see some gooch pounding. God, why did I say that? Well, this is demonetized.
Welcome to Speedrun Watch Party.
We're getting a great DSS right now.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, that's DSS, by the way.
Yeah, I believe that saves 7 seconds over the T-Rex bouncing. That was found.
It's actually closer to like 10.
Oh, is it really that much, Dan?
Yeah, it was 7 when we started, but optimized movement always kind of shaves off a couple extra, you know.
I'll say you can optimize Mario's movement a lot better than you can optimize the T-Rex's movement.
Also, 04dude just like crashed directly to the golden chain jump and lost like 3 seconds, so I'm gonna be getting world record tomorrow.
What an idiot!
Oh,
Cascade's free, actually. This looks like one of my Cascades.
Yeah, Violet was asking in the chat, how old is this world record? This is from 8 months ago. I'm trying to think how long Tyrone, who was the first to cut the 3-hour barrier in this, he might have had it for like close to 2 years. Does that sound right?
Yeah, it took 04dude almost 2 years to crack 3 hours as well.
It was kind of this, so what, we're in 2024. It was like summer of either 21 or 22 was like the summer of Darker Side, they called it.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people were doing runs. And Tyrone was able to be the first one to get it. And it went from like 6 or 7 really top-level active runners to everyone stopped doing it. Just right there said, well, Tyrone got it, sub 3, that's done. And it wasn't until 04dude finally decided last year, he said, I'm going to do it. Hey, clips.
Tyrone actually had gotten a second sub 3 of like saving a few seconds on it 4 months before this run. So the new world record was actually only like quarter of a year dry.
Oh, okay.
That's insane given how many like people actively run this category. Like at some point
at the time.
Yeah, like at the time, like what Spike brought up, like there were so many people that were doing this category, like not even like racing, just like at the same time, like just the passion of it just kind of like exploded randomly. And of course, you know, when Tyrone cut the 3, I think a lot of people were like, all right, well, that's this not to say, because the category is never dead. A speedrun category, a game this popular, it's never dead. Something new will always be found. But you could definitely tell that like the willingness to like grind a category like this, that is a grueling category.
Oh yeah.
Definitely dropped off, and then 04dude just kind of like took it upon themselves to, you know, grind it out. And now they have the world record.
And now they're sitting here with the world record. Spoilers, 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 31 seconds. I think the BTT for this, which Kuiper, you and I watched.
We did.
I think is only like 254 or something, which is effectively like human-made tasks of Super Mario Odyssey, like the best you're going to get on a Switch right now. And yeah, so the fact that they're even within like 5 minutes of that is absolutely kooky-wooky.
Like, I don't think people realize how optimized this is.
Oh, totally. But also, at the same time, even though it seems like all the top runners kind of stopped playing Darker Side after this, there's always people working in the background for speedrun games. There's always someone who's passionate enough to keep kind of prodding at it and stuff like that. Route changes have been made since this world record was set. I mean, the most recent discovery was the damage clip in Metro Kingdom.
I was literally about to ask you about it. Like, that's not in this, so. No. Yeah, but this is one of the hardest tricks.
This is like an iconic darker side trick. Is right here. I guess this and like World Peace.
World Peace as well. World Peace actually saves 40 seconds doing this.
Yeah.
Second try too is very.
Yeah, darker side doesn't even save quite as much, but it's a little hard. I actually made a custom route because I wanted to do outfit clip, but I didn't want to do this skip.
Yeah. So to note. This, obviously, you skip the entire, effectively, the dungeon doing that, as opposed to just doing the regular clip at the bottom. But it skips 2 moons that are inside of there, including an 8-bit moon and a chest moon. So that's stuff that they have to route on later. And a good stack of coins that they could get. Coin routing's kind of important here, kind of tight here in modern Darker Side. So they do have to get other moves to make up for that. And that's kind of what you were saying there, Kuiper, about like, speedruns are never dead. What I love so much about a category like Darker Side is that there will be people rerouting this and routing this till the end of time. Because there's 500 moons you got to get out of 877 variables. Yeah, there's some of those that we'll probably never get, but I don't know. Maybe we'll somehow glitch Toadette to give us the 10,000 jump moon without needing to actually jump 10,000 times. Maybe there'll be an underflow glitch. I don't know. But yeah, this will be routed and rerouted till the end of time. You say, oh, we found something, but we got to swap 10 moons in and out to make it a
it's
thing.
Not so simple as just like found this new thing, so just slot it in for the next slowest moon. Nope, not quite so simple as that.
Nope. Because then you also, talking about those Toadette moons, is that I remember when I was doing a lot of the early routing for Darker Side, that was something we always had to keep track of, was like, all right, if we take this moon out, now we're only getting 9 8-bit moons instead of 10 8-bit moons. But at 10, you get an additional very quick moon from Toadette. So now you have to swap things, and I feel like there's a couple of slow-ish 8-bit moons. Like these slots moons, you might say, are these really that fast to get the 500? What really puts them over the top is if you get all 3 of them, then Toadette gives you a moon. So you have to kind of, on average, bring the other times down a little bit to eventually
buy 3, get 1 free.
I know things happen. Obviously, things happen very fast. I've never understood, and I don't know, Dewey or Dangers, if you can like just explain it to me. The up throw right before you do the slots. What does that actually achieve? Like, does it set up your spin throw better? I've never really understood why.
Your position better is what I.
The up throw before slots, like you're in the slots room.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a roll. I think it's kind of a roll cancel.
It is a roll cancel. That is its purpose. That's it.
Okay, I was wondering like if it was
when
just
when you're starting that room, like the fastest thing to do is to, before you can even see Mario, roll towards the guy so you can talk to him. But if you just let the roll finish, you go too far.
Yeah. So the biggest strat that I do is jumping and doing a dive. And
same. That's what I That's what I used to do. Yeah.
So yeah, you're missing out on like 0.2 seconds or something by doing that instead.
And by the way, off my speedrun, we just went past another relatively new clip, like 8 months old. Like,
that one's actually over. That one's like
it's a year old.
It's over a year old now for sure.
Yeah, platform clip was like the. Damn, my perception of time's crazy. That is a clip that's not actually hard at all. It's always the cycle that you're working off that makes it pretty tricky, especially at 90%.
I feel like when it comes to any percent, there's always. Oh, damn, he died here? No shit.
Dude, I swear, same ones are always trash in Darker Side.
I was gonna say, Dangerous is watching this like, oh, dude, this is like cake. I'm getting this by like Thursday. I'm getting this by next week.
I mean, my 307 looking like pretty saucy now.
He's got the splits up on the side. It's like, I'm only like plus like 2 on this right now. Might be it. I always love these little insta captures. Didn't actually quite get the insta capture where you want to slap them from behind, because what that will do, the way it boomerangs through them, it will knock the hat off and it will capture them instantly. But yeah, super cool underground movement.
Back when I was learning this category, I brought my Switch because I was just like practicing like all the time. and I brought my Switch to my buddy's house and hooked it up to his TV, and I did that bullet bill strat, and my one friend was like popped off so hard. He was like, "That's like the coolest thing." I'm like, "Dude, like this trick sucks."
This one's even better because now when you die, it's a lot funnier.
This trick sucks, dude. Like I reset so often to this thing because if you miss, you just die. It was pretty funny.
Now we get Olmec. I believe that second bullet bill jump right there I saw in the All Moons BTT, which they're able to do in like 6 hours 25 minutes. They just straight up don't use the bullet bill.
Yeah.
04 doesn't do the 04 doesn't do the got any games on your phone.
On the phone.
What?
And when you get up really close to Olmec's face and then you look up at him and you say you got any games on your phone.
Yeah, go in the first person.
It actually RNG manips.
Yeah, it's yeah.
It RNG manips for you to get a game on your phone.
Again, the commentary for this, I want to do literally whatever. We're chill. I told them, bring the popcorn, leave your pants at the door. But you know what? I'm just going to use this as a moment so my dumb ass can learn. Dangers, double aim. Give me the breakdown of why you would use up throws. Because, like, again, I've been speedrunning this game for years. I still just throw cap. Up throws get used very specifically in a lot of spots over a regular horizontal throw. And why is that? I know it's probably a broad question.
I have the actually answer, but I'll let other people see what they've got to say.
I mean, the biggest part for me that makes it, like, the times that I especially use it is, one, it's easier for me to buffer a motion control throw compared to just a button, because you have to time it, as opposed to being a little more lenient for me.
Sure.
But especially if you're trying to do like a very tight jump into something that you're going to hit with Cappy, there's a good chance that you'll lose your dive. So
right.
the biggest thing that I've mentioned it to you, Spike, the jump to the danger sign. Hi, Dangers. In Cap Kingdom, when you revisit. That's one where I use an up throw because I don't want the cap to land on the sign because it's really awkward. But if I do up throw, I get the same type of thing where I still do like get my stalling in the air, but you know I get to the thing without bouncing on it.
That makes sense. I've never really thought of that, but yeah.
So I was gonna say there are probably 3 instances where I'll use an up throw instead of a regular cap throw. Number 1 is if you are trying to dive over a wall and you are like right at the lip of the wall and you're just far enough away that Cappy's going to stay there instead of disappearing, because then, yeah, you do lose your dive, right? You're going to do like a Shireen bounce basically by accident. And then you're going to just like stand there lamely and then dive, you know? So the up throw means that Cappy gets out of the way. Number 2 is that motion control cap throws actually come out 1 frame faster than regular cap throws.
Oh.
Meaning that if you're doing a roll cancel or something of the kind, then you're going to kind of get Cappy back faster in situations where you want to do like a cap return jump or something like that. So you'll often see motion control cap throws into walls before doing like a like a cap return jump.
Yep.
Those are kind of situations where they're kind of weird, kind of random, or like that's the reason that the up throw roll cancel happens instead of a regular roll cancel in the slots room, for example.
For sure.
Because you're getting Cappy out 1 frame faster. And the third instance is if you are underneath a ledge and you need to do a dive to get out from underneath it, you might do an up throw because Cappy will kind of get stuck on the ceiling first before popping out a little bit, so then when you dive, Cappy is there to catch you, rather than coming like all the way out from underneath the ledge with a regular throw. That's like what we do in Lost, underneath the bridge.
To get back up.
So those are like the 3 instances that I can think of where an up throw is the most useful.
Okay, that explains, because I was like, I can sort of guess from the animations and everything why, but it's nice to have that confirmation. Fuck those ground pound spots, by the way.
Yeah.
I just always want to give a shout out.
Higher on the slope.
Also, the inspiration behind SSJ Nut.
Right there.
Right now. That's it.
Hitting the T-Rex with that nut. Am I wrong? I remembered at some point during
Yeah.
Bayleaf's GDQ run, I had heard they mentioned that there used to be routing around just leading the dinosaur. Is that true?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Back when I first started playing Darker Side, we had no idea you could nut on his face, so we would like
God.
we would directly like run him into the trees and stuff. Like that was part of the routing for sure.
Dude, like, people were popping off about 7,000 different clips they were finding in any percent. The greatest discovery in Darker Side history was that you can nut on that dino's face. Because holy fuck, getting him to, like, bait over with you and, like, run into a tree or something, that was awful.
God, I hate gate skip right there. It saves 10 seconds. It is, like,
nut.
one of the only advanced tricks that I straight up just can't do. Like, I can do IP skip, I can do all of these skips, I can't do that.
Woo!
I loved the up throw cap return jump off that. And also, you did see that, right, chat? Yeah, for like, what is it, like a frame, you can jump off the poison.
Yes. Or it's more of a buffer. I don't know if it's exactly the...
Not necessarily, yeah.
It's just you just have to buffer the jump, yeah, which I think it's pretty lenient in this game. The buffer system in this game is very, very lenient. You got a lot of coyote frames. It's also the reason that roll cancels can even happen in the first place because you're basically buffering the jump through a cap throw input. So that's why Cappy comes out and then you do a regular jump right afterwards. You keep all your momentum is because the jump is being buffered through the cap throw input. Otherwise, roll cancels wouldn't work at all.
The piss your pants, Kuiper.
Oh, dude, the piss your pants. I challenge anybody, if you like this game and you've played this game before, that strat right there that you just saw, it's not, Spike and I call it the piss your pants because we're 10 years old.
Right.
But, yeah, wieners.
Play the song.
But yeah, I'm not gonna. It's your YouTube video. I'm not gonna play the song. No. So that triple jump strat is a very fun, just cool little strat that I think like you don't even really have to understand how like spin pounds work. You can literally just line it up with a ground pound and then shake. And if you can just time that triple jump off the railing, you can make that gap. And I think that's just like a really cool thing. Even if you don't speedrun the game, even if you've like never done a speedrun trick in your life in this game, that's just like a fun little thing you can do. That like basically anybody can do. It takes you can even like, I think in any percent, you don't even do a ground pound. You long jump. When you get the nut on that side of the building, you just long jump and you get enough momentum to get the triple jump to make the gap. Very, very just cute, fun little strat that anybody can do. So
I always love any strat where generally long jumps, you kind of notice from watching these, are not preferred movement because it very much locks your speed. So I always like those instances. There's one that you see early in Night Metro. There's that one you're talking about, Kuiper, there that Dangerous and everybody else does in any percent, where it gives you this perfect distance to then set you up for like a triple jump or whatever afterwards to make a gap. It's so cool.
It gives you just the littlest bit. I guess it's technically P speed in this game when Mario is running with his hands out to his side.
Yep.
It gives you like just a very brief little moment of P speed, and it's just enough to where you can get that triple jump over the gap where you're pissing your pants.
Yeah. Momentum is super important in any 3D platformer, obviously, and this game makes it super easy to maintain that momentum. If you just continue buffering jumps, you'll maintain kind of the maximum speed forever. So whether that's out of a roll or whether that's out of a long jump or whatever, as long as you are buffering every single jump, you will maintain that kind of, not full speed like a roll, but like the max speed that you can possibly have.
And then
Also,
you get vectoring.
Yeah.
And then, then there's vectoring.
Well, there'll be some of that later on.
We'll have a better opportunity to actually show that.
I will say 04. I just bring it up. 04 dude with the all red splits, which man after my own
throwing you off.
Yeah, all the numbers are red.
Better.
The pace pals can't leave if the numbers are always red.
Well, or the pace pals never show up because it's always red.
That might also be the case. Yeah.
That's really funny. I've never looked into like pace pals or anything exactly how it works.
If the pace pals, it's just if the numbers are green, they show up.
They show up.
That's it.
Yeah. And when the numbers turn red, they leave.
They leave.
Yeah.
There's definitely some anecdotal accounts of like speedrunners being like, yeah, so I just changed all my splits to green one day, and
Yep.
yeah, I definitely got way more viewers. So.
See,
That's so goofy.
Dirty.
I definitely have a similar thing where I just don't have green. My splits are purple, so I just have some different colors there. So
alright.
people don't understand if I did like lost time or not outside of looking at the numbers.
Real quick, it happened so quickly that I didn't even get a chance to say it in time. That dive up onto that platform, doing that without a cap throw is actually great, because if you throw Cappy out and it hits, and Cappy hits the flower thing, the switch almost explodes.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah,
And,
it actually bursts into flames.
Yeah, like if you
Yeah.
throw Cappy out there and you hit that flower, and then the flower proceeds to knock some of the yellow Goombas, like your switch bursts into flames,
Yeah,
and
that,
you fall back
Yeah.
into the water. So doing that without the cap throw, while it is harder, is almost like optimal. Like you don't want to throw Cappy there.
Last night in stream, we were having a conversation about demons in the Switch, and
Yes.
and someone asked me like, input drops. We kind of, my conclusion was input drops in Super Mario Odyssey are the invisible walls of Super Mario 64, which is to say they're kind of predictable. If you play this game enough, you can kind of understand when they're going to happen, but they're
Sometimes.
also complete doo-doo fart, and they will ruin your speedruns at any given moment. Someone was asking me, like, is there a predictable way to know when input drops are going to happen? And number one on the list is if you make lag happen. So if Cappy interacts with anything that is not capturable, or just like, you know, a wall or whatever, like something fixed, like if Cappy's interacting with an object that can't be captured, so that's fuzzies, that's flower platforms, that's enemies you can't capture, the game like literally just shits its pants every single time, and your inputs are gone for like 4 frames.
it was like, it made... This sounds fucked up, but it almost makes me somewhat nostalgic for like week 1 and 2 speedruns of Odyssey, that everybody always fell there. They would go up, they'd pop out of the fish, they'd throw Cappy, and then they would ground pound instead of dive. Back down to the water, they're crying, they're shitting themselves. They're upset because their speedrun's dead. They didn't get to the portion of the game right here where you get to punch dad in the dick. Like, God, come on.
Hey yo,
Hey,
yo,
on main.
on main.
Hey yo, I'm main. Literally Ganon became my spirit animal during that run.
It's wait, say it, Stravnip. Okay, we got it.
There we go.
You got it. Let's go.
Let's go. That's more optimal. But yeah, because like people didn't understand, and eventually people were able to piece together, oh, the Switch reverts into a Super Nintendo if you hit something with Cappy and you're not capturing something. So yeah, you kind of build in, if you are going to hit the flower, you have to like build in like a very slight delay in your head and then dive. Or just do stuff like right there where you just dive.
I just mash.
Oh, you
If I know
mash
I'm gonna hit something, I mash.
Okay.
I would say when it comes to the fish jump, 04 actually, like, it told me what I was doing wrong. I've been running this game for like years on and off, since 2017, and I never was able to get that without like doing like a wall kick, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? And it's just like, are you doing it from the top? And I was like, what do you mean you're doing it from the top? That's why they like barely brush at the top before doing the jump.
Yeah.
Because if you go from below the water, you get a lower jump.
Yeah, I don't know why that is the thing, but it is true.
And I was like, you're coming out of the water. What the fuck do you mean it's a different jump? You're hitting the same spot.
Side flip in my Super Mario Odyssey, a side flip.
Dude, I swear,
say
side ups.
anything.
Ooh, we're gonna have to do the first person trick.
Another time loss?
Pop.
Dude, the world
In
record
my
could be
Odyssey.
like 256. What the heck's going on here?
I love Dangerous, like just reacted like, dude, this is like, I'm gonna get this in like a day.
I like how he's lost like less than 10 seconds, but you're like, God, he should have
this
saved
is
3
awful.
minutes.
I also just want to point out this kingdom is just so great because it's just like it's like 8 seconds of pants shitting movement and then a moon jingle and then eight
yes.
seconds of pants shitting movement and like the runner. Anytime I watch someone do like any type of speed run of this game and they're in Lost,
Love that.
it's like yeah, that was a dope ass spin pound.
It's always,
Yeah, it's just like you get a moon and then you go, and then you and then you move a whole bunch, and then you get a moon, and you're like, I'm shitting, and then you get another moon, and it's like, I'm scared. Like, it's just
It's so funny that it's still simultaneously also my favorite kingdom in the game.
Yeah, for a lot of people.
it's so great.
Oh, he doesn't go for he needs to get this moon. I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there is like an interesting little setup you can do there where you like go into the alcove while also directing the torpedo in the direction you need to go.
I haven't seen that in a while.
A little up throw. Oh wait, no, he's gonna take a death.
No.
Gotta do Death Warp and Dark Side.
Yeah, you gotta go up.
Yeah, because we gotta go get these 2 moons.
Nah, save yourself and then abort.
Yeah, Lost is simultaneously like one of the most frustrating kingdoms because it's so easy to just lose your entire run to, but when it goes well, you're like, this is why like whenever you're in my stream, we have this kind of running gag where I'm like talking about polishing my knob at the end of this. I'm gonna hold that thought though because I'm gonna polish my knob in a second.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'm just right back at it.
Polish.
Because when Lost goes well, like nothing feels better than that.
Oh yeah.
Every time I talk about like, make like coolest speedrun strats videos, like top 10 for Odyssey, Kingdom Hearts, whatever, yada yada. It's really just, if you break down like what qualifies that, what makes you feel the coolest as the runner, like after you do it, right? And like you could just say like all of Lost, whatever category.
Yeah, I will say, I missed when that trick there was the hardest trick in the speedrun, but now there's like 3 more. So. Oh
yeah, I remember when like people were like, no, like so there's there's always like beginner routes and advanced routes. A lot of people that would be like one of the 1 or 2 moons they'd cut, so they would do something else because like, that's too inconsistent. And now that's probably like the 25th scariest moon that you do in like optimal darker side.
Yeah.
It's like now we have like Lake Outfit Clip and IP Skip and among like 5,000 hour like horrible strats just in like a sub area.
I don't remember what event it was or whenever it was. I don't know if it was like a GDQ showcase or whatever, but I remember it might have even just been the most recent run you did, Dangers. But Ganon might have been the one talking about it, where they basically said, like, there is effectively at this point in this game's lifespan as a speedrun, there isn't a kingdom where you don't have to do something ridiculously hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, there is just no kingdom where it's like, all right, cool, I get to relax. Like, there just isn't now, which is hilarious to think about.
In any percent that used to be Seaside, but now Seaside, you go out of bounds twice.
Yeah, fish and dips.
And the movement, even like before you get in the water, is really complicated. Like, yeah, there's no breaks. Ruined kingdom, essentially, is all you got.
Yeah, that's basically the last one.
But careful not to die. And also, it's so nice to have like 2.5 to 3 minutes of levity in 3 hours.
Yeah.
I'll say in Darker Side you also get to talk to Toadette, but even with that you have to do like optimal first person between talking. So.
And Darker Side is like even more grueling just because like in the any percent portion, so the first like hour and however many minutes of the run. Also, yeah, not doing the out of bounds.
Yeah, because this it's pretty new, right?
Well, I was
I can't believe he's not doing it.
I was wondering though, because of the way you route Darker Side and how you go over to that, because you get the moon inside the beam, right? But you also still have to get the slots moon. So I almost wonder if it would it be optimal to do it? I guess it would. It probably still would be. Yeah. Yeah.
It's literally a passive moon.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But I assume
the PowerPoint.
maybe you would actually do go into slots while you're waiting for Cappy to come back, so you don't have to wait, and then maybe get the timer challenge afterwards.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Discord server and see what the PowerPoint has to say about this.
Yeah, I wonder how up to date
updated.
they keep that stuff right now, because they usually they do.
The PowerPoint I have saved is not.
For those that don't know what we're talking about, there was a clip that was found to where, so you saw 04dude, the very first phase of Mecha Wiggler, you shoot the 3 shots very quickly and Mecha Wiggler goes into the wall. The current any percent strat, or just a general strat that you can do there, is you pop out of the Sherm and you time a backflip to where Mecha Wiggler going into the wall contacts Mario, and effectively like clips you into the wall. And then from there, there was actually a fully loaded in out of bounds area that you can just roll along, and you pick up a moon that I would imagine 04dude's not going to get for like another hour and a half.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a Metro 2 moon.
Yeah. We'll point out which one it is, but you can a moon is loaded in that you can go pick up while Mecha Wiggler's like running around and doing a bunch of that stuff where we can't damage it. Not only is the moon loaded in, but there is actually a pipe that is loaded in.
It's so weird.
That you enter the pipe and it puts you back in the arena. So for some reason,
that last part's the craziest part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the developers somehow were like, okay, just in case they somehow get out of bounds in this fight, let's make sure we put a pipe to where you can get back into the
in that instance, and never anywhere else.
Right. It's super interesting that they had the forethought to do that, but also didn't optimize their game enough that inputs don't drop.
Yeah, right.
I'm impressed that the game doesn't crash when you try to go into that pipe.
I say,
Right.
honestly, yeah.
Funny enough, so first of all, there are a bunch of other pipes all over the place out there.
Yeah.
So what's happening there is like Night Metro, even though speedrunners don't do any of it, there actually is like a Night Metro city. You know what's going on. So it is that, but because you're in the boss fight, they also have a lot of the textures removed. So that's where all those other pipes are, is those pipes actually do kind of lead you to like different parts of the Night Metro if you get lost or whatever. The one that does go into the boss fight is the exception. Like that is the failsafe that they included just in case you found yourself outside the arena somehow. You can crash the game. You can crash the game. As it turns out, when you come back into the boss arena, when the camera is kind of like fixed, if you happen to capture one of the sherms too early, it will crash the game. So there actually is a crash associated with all of this nonsense.
When do I capture it?
You kind of have to like wait a split second before.
Yeah, you just build in that timing.
Also, shout out to OTEP.
Shout out to OTEP and shout out to bench friends. We gotta call out the new Donkians.
Another thing that is probably in PowerPoint, I assume, that 04 didn't do in this, but 04 did do at pace, is the double seed movement, where as you're getting to that rooftop planter to the left of the park, you're actually juggling a second seed that you throw to the rooftop planter, which is the one above the slots room. And it's insane to watch someone try to do it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, would you say it's...
No, you go ahead. What's up?
I was gonna make a dumb joke. Just go ahead. I was gonna make a stupid joke. It wasn't even gonna be funny. Just ignore me.
I bet you
even gonna be funny.
It wasn't even gonna be funny.
No sewer clip.
I was gonna say sewer clip would be optimal here. It would save like maybe 7 or so. Yeah. But sewer clip is definitely Dangers. I know for you, you are probably one of the connoisseurs of all things clipping in Super Mario Odyssey. Where would you rank a sewer clip versus all other clips in this run?
We talking about difficulty?
Like difficulty, yeah.
Hardest one.
The sewer clip is by and away, the hardest roll cancel clip in the game.
Yes.
Yeah. Any pipe clip is the hardest roll cancel. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. It's just that the one that's harder is never used because we have platform clip now. There's like a roll cancel clip you can do on top of the icicle and Sand Kingdom.
Icicle clip. I guess technically the hardest clip is the Cascade chain chomp skip.
Oh, the first moon. Yeah, they do those in BTTs.
That's probably straight up the worst because I don't know if it'll ever be RTA. Also, the buffer double jump there.
That was cute.
Those actually can be done incredibly consistently by using your other jump button. Like, it always seems like, oh my gosh, I'm being frame perfect. But if you do it with your other jump button, you can get it almost every single time.
Like, I like that little poot underneath Mario that was there. That was visible, the little poot cloud.
With the power of his ass.
Hey, this is a bit more moment of levity.
Yeah, you get a nice little break.
Relax a bit.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's different about this. This is either a moment of levity or you're like, fuck, this sucks to control.
Why can't it be both?
All right. Show of hands in this call. Who here has died in the festival during a run?
I have still never died to the festival.
I could see up. Wow, now.
I'm just saying, like, I have never had it I've been very close to dying in the festival during a run.
I've been 1 HP at the end.
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, I'm granny walking to Donkey Kong at the end. Where, like, I am taking every barrel very slow because I took I took damage way too quickly.
I've probably over the years had 2 or 3 where it's like, oh, well, I don't want to die. I'd rather lose like 2 or 3 seconds moving kind of slow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, the slip and dip.
He lost like quarter of a second. His run's free.
Yeah, world record incoming tomorrow. Twitch.tv/dangers.
Do I want to see it? I'll shit my pants.
If you actually do get it within like a month, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
I just have to delete this episode. We just gotta do another one.
Yeah. We just run it back.
With 04 instead of dangerous commentator.
Like, hey, we just did an episode with your run, but you suck, and now Dangerous is the world record holder.
That's some like alternate timeline shit. You guys should just pretend that this episode didn't even happen. Be like, yeah, we're watching Darker Side World Record for the first time on this
ever.
new show.
And then 04 will make the same jokes if you make any mistakes. And be like, oh, I did this. Record incoming tomorrow.
Have to rewrite the script just a little bit.
With Simon replace everything with Dangerous with 04 dude and vice versa.
We fly 04 dude out to the mountain time zone so that they're really tired.
We need an exact simulation.
Yeah, we have to do an exact 90 EST.
You can tell there's not much to talk about during the festival. Just like, you just move around.
Yeah,
You just
it's the
don't
8-bit
die.
movement is very much like its inclusion in Super Mario Odyssey is, oh, this is cool, this is cute, this is, I guess, nostalgic or whatever. I like the little up throw to get over there.
The fact
Yeah, that was
we have to do
cute.
it twice in All Moons is so sad.
That was really cute.
Like, is it even for a multi-moon? Or is it just for a moon?
Wait, what are we talking about?
The second festival.
Oh,
The second festival, the repeat of the festival, I don't think you get anything for it. Do you?
Why do you do it?
You could it's in case you miss the secret hidden one. That's why they give you the option to do it again.
Correct.
But isn't there a category that does have to do it a second time?
You're thinking about Talkatoo.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah, you're thinking of
yeah.
If you don't
Talkatoo
get it,
All
is that a Talkatoo All Moons thing? That I'm
Because
thinking of?
Talkatoo won't give you the hidden moon in there until you've already completed the festival.
Yeah.
So,
That's so funny.
It's toxic.
I'm thinking of the Talkatoo All Moons that you did.
yeah.
I know, I was like, you do not need to do that 2 times. I guess 1.5 times because you get the moon, then you can warp out. It's always funny to me that the Odyssey is actually just sitting there at the start of the festival, and she'd be like, oh, let's celebrate together. And you'd be like, no, peace, and just throw your
Can
cap
you leave during
on the
that?
globe and fucking leave.
You
at the
can
start of the
definitely leave.
That's
You can 100%
awesome.
leave.
The amount of like instances that you can leave during, like you can just leave during a boss fight in the next kingdom that I'll love to hear Danger say the name of later. Don't you gotta tease it.
I was gonna say it.
who
I
are
was
we
gonna
talking
say it
about?
if Dangerous wasn't gonna say it.
Not
I was gonna
yet.
say the name of
I
it.
still don't know
We
his
will
fucking
have
name.
Plenty of time. I
Dang.
think I know it.
Spike, I say the boss's name in your chat every time you
Every
do
time.
this.
I
Right?
can't.
He
The
hasn't
seaside
done All
boss?
Moons in like a while.
He's the seaside boss. What
At
do you want?
least call him Mollis.
Pretty sure I brought it up when you were talking about Diddy Kong Racing.
Oh, yeah, my man.
Because you
Where he got his start.
Yeah,
That's a big character to be in Diddy Kong Racing.
Oh.
Dude, fuck
Well,
wall
Oh
kicks
my gosh,
sometimes.
another mistake.
Yeah, so why does... Okay, I'm posing this. Why does that specific wall kick just fail sometimes?
Because you're doing it too low.
Is that what it is? Okay.
I'm sure if you like break down the polygons, nice clip by the way. I'm
Yep.
sure if
Yep.
you were to like have a view of what the polygons look like, you know, we keep referencing like Super Mario 64 pan and Coke videos over here, but you know how like he goes into the breakdown about like, well, a wall becomes a floor if it's angled too much. I'm sure that it probably has something to do with that, where like the wall is actually ceiling too far down and you can't really wall jump on ceiling. Like it probably has something to do with that.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Dangerous, out of
Ooh,
curiosity.
the spin throw coming out. That's going to
assuming
catch him right
Assuming
afterwards.
you don't get the moon clip, what is your chosen snow clip? Because I know what Spike and I both
I do the downstairs roll cancel.
Yo.
Also downstairs. Okay, so all three of us are downstairs, and Spike is not.
Dude, I go
Spike is
straight
box
to the
led.
box.
Yeah, I mean the box is the easiest one.
I will say I learned the newer clip from like I don't know how old it is. I only found out about it like a few months ago. The spin roll cancel with the screen clip. It's really easy. But sometimes like I'm bad, so sometimes I still just do downstairs.
Dude, you can make an entire YouTube video that's just based around clips in that room of Super Mario Odyssey to get
I'll do
to
it.
one of the side rooms or downstairs or whatever. There's the one that's like up the ramp that was originally
upstairs.
found.
Dude,
There's
I
the
miss
downstairs
upstairs.
one,
That's
the
a-
screen clip, the box clip, the moon clip.
There's literally like 6 ways to get down.
Yep.
I do take pride in the one thing, like, I don't want to say the only thing I'm good at in this speedrun, but for whatever reason,
You're really
there's just,
consistent downstairs.
I am just, and Spike can attest, every
Yeah,
time
it's bullshit.
him and I would race Darker Side, he would be like minutes ahead of me. And then he would get to snow, and then he would spend a minute and a half on downstairs snow clip, and I would just immediately get it first try. And he'd be like, I hate you so
wish.
much.
It's like, it was weird. I remember, and this is like post patches and everything.
Yeah.
I could do downstairs clip, and then something changed. And, like, not literally the game was patched. Something got rewired in my brain. And I couldn't do downstairs
Something
consistently.
did also change in that patch. So
Well, no, I'm saying, like, like 1.3 plus. Like, we were
Yes.
in. Like, I could do it, and then one day, I couldn't do it anymore. And so it was like, unless I wanted to get for what for me was like close to 50 minutes into the run and then reset, Kuiper finally was like, just go to the box and slow the fuck down.
I do subscribe to the conspiracy theory, if we're not going to be like super literal about everything. I just subscribe to the idea that downstairs snow clip, there is a person that is employed by Nintendo, and their job since 2017 has been to sit at a computer with a on-off switch. And just sometimes the switch is on and you clip through the wall, and other times the person switches it off and you cannot clip through.
Yeah,
it's
that's my uncle's job actually.
Okay, good.
It's just like at Disneyland, there's like the sword and the stone, and there's a ride operator that presses a button and decides when it gets pulled. So someone will try to pull it, and sometimes it just won't go up, but then like they can press a button so that they can. So it's like the same thing.
Yeah, it's basically.
That's all it is. I just slaughtered the YouTube video idea of that. Just that video can now no longer be a thing. It's like, oh, I remember Spike, some idiot in Spike's video was like, oh, it's just some dude at Nintendo that just lets you do it.
What a douche.
What an idiot.
I also always say a lot of the hardest moons when you're starting off learning Darker Side are all animal based. It's all shit involving birds, bunnies, fish. They all suck, dude. You got to see a bunny there. Bunnies are very, very cool moon grabs if you do the exact strat you want to do. And if they get away from you, they're the shittiest fucking backups in the game.
Yep, GG's.
Don't miss the one in Bowser's, dude. Awful.
I was gonna say, what is the worst bunny in the game? Because I think it's the luncheon bunny.
I would agree. Luncheon or Lost, I would say.
In my opinion, if you miss the Metro one is like super lenient. Like you have a lot of time to get him on that first building, but if you miss him, it's over. You lose like 400.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Like if he gets away from you, I'm convinced the only real way they intended for you to get it is to get him on a flick over to the other building, chasing him. That builds up enough speed. Otherwise, like the bunnies are nuts.
See, that's proof that they all suck because we all gave a different.
Yeah. It's Bowser's. Like none of us even said Bowser's, which a lot of people will be like, no, that one's the worst. That one gets away from you.
That
Those
one's really
rooftops.
consistent, actually.
Yeah, so the reason why I've never had an issue with the Bowser's one is because I got into the habit of the second I pop. Well, no, when the second I pop out of the pylon, I do a spin throw and then I
And
dive.
just roll at him. Yep.
Yeah, I always
That
got
is
into the
the
habit of doing
strat.
that. Yeah.
Another buffer.
Also,
Little poot.
I can't believe he missed a move. He forgot he's only getting 499 moons. What's he gonna do?
Oh, which moon was that?
Yeah.
Huh?
He missed the notes move. What's he doing?
Oh, what a
Oh,
douchebag.
yeah.
He's
Yeah,
leaving
it's
it
crazy.
there.
I can't believe he's never gonna get it ever, especially not during an auto scroller during this run. That'd be insane.
Yo, talking about bad bunnies for a second though, before we change the topic.
Hey, yo.
Y'all played Galaxy, right?
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course.
Worst bunny in the game is the gold leaf one, the one that's on like the circular planet.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, he a
gosh.
jackass.
Because I think it depends on which character you are. Because they're faster than Mario, but they're the same speed as Luigi. I think.
Yeah, they're faster than Mario. So if you don't actually like stun the bunny, you'll never catch him.
Yep.
Yes. It's like Pac-Man trying to catch the ghosts. Like.
Yeah, it's been nice doing like the damageless galaxy runs because like once you're on that planet, the run's not going to die. But I'm like, man, if this was a speed run, well, I just lost like 40 seconds doing this, right? It's funny what things get harder or easier.
Yo, Captain Todd.
Yo, Todd, the first instance of Todd.
Man, what a smart strategy that I should have done years ago. Where just don't. So for those that don't know, Captain Toad is afraid of the Gushin. So if you drop that Gushin a pixel too close to Captain Toad, he like won't talk to you.
Did you do the edge of the island, of the Captain Toad Island?
Yeah, like you put him right on the front of it.
Yeah.
I used to be a believer. It's 100% not true. I used to be a believer that if you dropped the Gushin on the opposite side of the tent to where Captain Toad physically should not be able to see him, it had this like weird effect where like he wouldn't get scared. And then one day back when I ran this, I did that, and it did not work, and I lost the Gushin because of it. Because I had to go around the tent, and it was just terrible. it was just awful. I hate it. Oh god. Also, we missed the Jeff Hardy from the top rope, but
the Jeff Hardy, and then the capture on the spin throw, the cheeky one after the ground pound, where Cappy was already on the Gushin, like during the moon spawning cutscene. Then he immediately snapped back.
Yeah, that was pretty hot. I love that.
I'll say it's not literally RNG, but it does feel like it because you will do a spin and ground pound. There's a chance that your cap will perfectly land on the Gushin before your ground pound connects, and you have to uncapture and ground pound again. Okay, who's this guy, Dangerous?
Who? The octopus guy?
Yeah, that one.
Name doesn't ring a bell.
Oh.
But if I were to name him personally,
But
Yeah.
if he were my son,
if he were my son, I think I would name him Brigadier Maul Spencer, the third defendant of Blaine. Just kind of spitballing off the top of my head.
family name.
I really thought Dangerous was just not gonna say it.
I realized that. That's not me.
And just ruin Dewey's day. Just like,
No,
I'm not gonna say
I
it.
thought he wasn't gonna do it, and I was like, you know what? I tried too hard. I gotta, yeah.
Suffer the consequences.
That's great.
Yeah, you were bringing up earlier, Devil. I love anytime you got a MacGuffin-based speedrun where it's it's routing, getting 500 of these suckers, and he's gonna go through a little clippage and then bam.
Like that.
I like anytime, like we saw that moon you talked about earlier, like he set up that notes moon like 3 minutes ago, like whatever it was, and he finally picks it up. I love that little, like, people who are not stupid insane like speedrunners would look at that and be like, I mean, who cares, right? It's the moon, just get the moon, it's right there. And it's, it saves that half a second. So you do something that maybe in a few minutes, sometimes you get that in speedrunning where it's like, no, this moon or this collectible or whatever will be faster in 3 hours from now when we come back by here, and I can take a slightly straighter line at it. I love shit like that in these sorts of speedruns.
Yep.
It's funny.
Another
because
good example.
It doesn't save almost any time.
Yeah, it's very minimal, but I mean everything matters when you add up all those little things, right? Another good example is Metro Kingdom, when you're on the little island with the bassist. Like the first pass, you just leave that one in the scrap.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's right there. All you got to do is ground pound it. But because there's other things you can do on that island later, we leave it.
Yep. It's
And
probably the
what's
same thing
pretty
we're talking
cool
about with the
is-
whole the Mecha Wiggler clip, where it's like, oh, does it even save time? It probably does.
Yes, and by the way, I just checked the PowerPoint on that note, and literally all it is just like you get the clip, then that means that you go get that moon early, and if you don't, then you don't, and that's just the brass tacks of it. You save time just because you get to do it while you're waiting for the Wiggler to do stuff.
So it's just like any of the other like moon clips, that type of the backflip clips, where it's just like, please hope you get it, and if you don't, well, shit, I guess.
And
Yeah,
you say,
do
and
have to
obviously,
reroute your first visit if you do miss it, because you need one extra moon. But
I always love, this is one of my favorite strats. It's always, there's a special place in my heart for any of the like classic any percent strats, because those are like ingrained in everyone. Like those have been grinded by literally hundreds of people over the years, down to a science, exactly the movement and everything.
I still think the early salt jump in this to get the one not on like the opposite side of that arena when you land. I still think that's one of the most satisfying things to get, and that's like a baby strat now at this point. Like if you can't get that triple jump off the top of that little pile of
like
salt
the
to get
triple
up to the top, yeah, like if you can't do that, it's like I don't know, like to me it's just like, wow, that is. Also, I subscribe to the idea that this Spewart fight is more difficult than the first one because the arena is a square. Yeah, the arena is a square.
It's
it's true.
It's actually a rectangle. I don't mean to be that guy, but
Oh my god. All right, guys, it's been fun. I'm getting out of here.
We didn't even get a third of the way into this bitch. Fun.
Remember, all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares.
True. Geometry.
Geometry would double. I'm pretty sure I failed geometry. Anyway, the Luncheon Kingdom.
Anyways, now we're going to luncheon. Luncheon, one of my favorite kingdoms. I love the little
This is my favorite kingdom.
we'll jump off the peg.
I like that.
Ooh, that was cute.
I was like, that movement is so like strange. Like it doesn't look that crazy, but it's so awkward spacing your jumps when you're going up like these different ledges right there to get into town. And
I
also,
do-
that's the hardest movement.
I do think it's interesting. This kingdom, more so than the others, is just, okay, we're just gonna beat the kingdom. Like, we're gonna get all of the story moons, because, like, man, this kingdom does that weird thing where there are just so many inaccessible moons to you based on, like, certain gates in the kingdom. Like, if you have achieved certain things, like, these moons just don't exist.
Well, and that's what's so interesting. And like, obviously, we're watching Darker Side here, but like, you think about any percent every day. Like, you are not really not supposed to skip Spewart, because if you skip Spewart, like nothing is spawned in anywhere, and yet any percent runners are like, "Oh, hold my beer, I can get 18 moons. We can do it on like literally nothing."
Talking earlier about how like, oh, the slots moon's kind of slow. Like, is there a reason why we would do this? And like, the answer is, yeah, we broke the game, so this is the only moon available.
I was gonna say, in any percent, are you literally getting like the only 18 moons that exist?
There's like 2 more moons. I think.
There's
because you can
there's
do
a
the cheese
few more.
flip. You can. There's one other one.
There's the cheese sub area that you can get into if you clip. You can't use a pan bro because the pan bros aren't there yet. There's the spinning platforms sub area as well. There's also like the tiny little island that I think you can access if you do damage boost stuff, like that one out in the distance.
Yeah.
But again, that's like really far out of the way. So
Meat.
So there are a few, but.
And that's
any meats in the chat?
And you got any meats in the chat? I know we got at least one.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's.
There has been a meat sighting. The reason why I bring that up, here's something that I just wanted to a little bit of love for Super Mario Odyssey as a speed game. I love that genuinely every category is different. It's not just, do you want to, Odyssey, you get 124 moons. If you do Dark Side, you do those 124, and then you get another 126 in addition to that. It's great. You know, it's all. But like the first 124 are conceptually and movement-wise the same. That's not the case at all. If we did this any percent, yeah, you get the beauty of like, you get to jump across all of that Pepto-Bismol, hitting invisible blocks out of the sky, and it's super sexy movement and everything. But doing Darker Side, there's unique movement that you would only see specifically in this category. So whatever category you want to run of Odyssey, you're gonna have something unique and super interesting and sexy going on in all of it.
I think it's that same appeal that like SM64 has, right? Where the three big, I want to say the three main categories of this game, but I definitely think it's the three most popular ones. You have any percent, you have Darker Side, and then you have All Moons. And it's basically very, very similar in just kind of what Spike was saying, like the movement, the structure, how things flow it's very similar to 16 star and 70 star and 120 star. Like, here is the like absolute, obviously there's like 0 star, like I get it, but like 16 star is still like, this was largely regarded as like the bare minimum of content that you can do in this game. And that's, you know, any percent now with all the glitches, all of the out of bounds stuff, all of the clips you can do and things like that. And then you have Darker Side, which is like, here is the like meat and potatoes, all of the really cool shit that you can do in this speed run. And then you have, of course, All Moons, which is like, here's everything in the game. Not all of it's great. Not all of it's super intuitive and fun. But like, yeah, it's, you know, we gotta do volleyball. You know, we gotta do more. We gotta jump 10,000 times. You know, but definitely think it lends itself to, I don't know. I just think it scratches that itch that a lot of people had from SM64, where you have these three very distinct, very unique categories that look different, and that is so sexy looking.
That's always going to be one of the classic great movies.
That stopped me mid-thought. I'm like, God, that looks so cool when you do that right. No, you just have these cute little, like, bubbles of, like, this is what the movement in, you know, Darker Side looks like, and you get to do all this extra cool stuff. And, like, yeah, any percent now at this point, you barely, like, this kingdom is so fast now in any percent, because you don't fight Spewart. You basically do none of the story moons. You have to, you know, bounce off of invisible Kaizo blocks that you can't see to skip over the Pepto-Bismol. Like, it's just, it's insane.
It basically looks like Luncheon when it was in its beta phase. It's like, we're gonna 18 moons here in, like, the demo. But yeah,
this
Super Mario Odyssey's cool.
Any percent really doesn't like pull any punches.
There it is. There's the hitbox.
There's the invisible wall on the beak.
Yep, there it is. Had to do another jump. Love that.
Hitbox in the eyes.
Cookatiel's the worst boss fight. Even though I'm a bird enjoyer, don't enjoy this bird.
He suck. Even though you pound that taint. Sorry, go ahead, Dangerous. What?
Damn right you do.
God dang it.
Any percent is like so just like cut every corner possible. Even the bosses in the game that are considered to be kind of like quote unquote mandatory through your playthrough, like we just Spewart and Rango are gone. They don't exist in any percent anymore.
They're in bubbles.
Oh, true. Yeah, true.
They're
I don't know who those guys are, but
but you beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
You don't know where they came from, but you don't like how they look.
God, they basically leave Luncheon in under an hour. Like, that's nuts, dude. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, I got to like the cheese rocks in an hour. That's great.
So what's also insane is just like, but what Spike was saying about like every category is different. People might look at like the category Dark Side and be like, oh, it's probably just like Darker Side with less steps, but like it also has some insane routing. I'm pretty sure they do Spiritless in Dark Side.
Yep.
Which is insane to me.
If you're gonna
you can even do Dark Side without ever revisiting a single kingdom, which is also such a fucking cool category that more people should know about.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, this game has like 30 very cool categories, unironically. Go ahead, Dangerous.
Yeah. The category extensions are pretty cool. There's a couple that are like, I don't know, we kind of got bored for ideas, but we're speedrunners, so you know we're just trying to find ways to make it fun. So, but yeah, there's a lot of like unique ways. Like I was actually just thinking about this. Like this world record is how old? Like 8 months or whatever.
Yep. Yeah.
And Darker Side with dupes is also a
Yep.
thing that exists. It's kind of like the pure, unfiltered darker side, where like if you can duplicate coins to get moons, or not necessarily duplicate coins, but just like use the coins to buy duplicate moons in the post game. What is the fastest time that you can get to darker side and beat the game? And the world record that I set for that is like almost 4 years old as well.
Is it like a 252 or something?
253 or 254 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So, but I mean, the optimization levels that this run is, like, you could probably bring that down to like a 245 now. But nobody wants to, because I think we as speedrunners set arbitrary rules for ourselves, and it's kind of based on like what is enjoyable to do.
Right.
Yeah. That's why there's so many speedruns that a lot of the time, if you look at a lot of speedruns for even like small games, they'll usually be like at any percent, then an any percent no out of bounds, or any percent no insert trick, because sometimes just breaking the game in its entirety isn't really fun for replayability.
Yeah, I definitely hold that view. It's like, you know,
Like if I were to run Portal, I would love to do like Portal out of bounds.
Right. Like, I think that there is personally kind of a fine line between like what is just like a cool proof of concept and what is actually fun to try and like make self-improvements upon. Like when you
Right.
start getting like credits warps and stuff like that, like it doesn't sound very fun to me to do like the Super Mario Bros. 3 credits warp any percent. But warpless, or using warps, for example, like that is a 15-minute category or whatever, and like there's definitely a lot of skill involved in trying to get like really, really optimized at something like that, you know?
Absolutely.
It makes you think, like, with how so many of those like credit warps are being found in games that are now reaching like 15, 20 years old. Like, I think a lot of people probably think like, oh, once a credits warp is found for like Odyssey or for like Breath of the Wild, right? People are just gonna like immediately jump on that, and that would be the next hot thing. But kind of to what Dewey and Dangerous are saying, like, if it's not fun to do, then they won't. Like, it's
maybe do it for a week just to like prove like, oh
yeah,
I'll get this world record or whatever, because
right.
It's passion for
Mhm.
Yeah,
it's a proof of
it's a proof, right?
Yeah, it's a proof
Here's-
of concept. Yeah.
Here's the thing, Super Mario Odyssey already has a perfect example, and that perfect example is minimum captures. Like, when
Yes.
minimum captures got brought down from 13 captures down to 3, it was like the biggest deal in Super Mario Odyssey speedrunning.
Yep.
And then a couple of people made it happen and showed that it could happen, and then nobody has touched it in 4 or 5 years since.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But personally, I would say a shout out to 10 captures, or is it what's the one player one? Is it, I think it's 13 actually.
13.
Yeah, I'll say I like that run because it actually is interesting to me. Because I don't think CRCs are very interesting of inputs to actually do.
Right, again, proof of concept, right? The fact
Yeah.
that they exist and the fact that you can do it to make it happen is like neat. But it's also not the kind of thing that you're going to sit there like trying to optimize forever, because it is literally like 10 minutes of sitting there like going to a timer and like waiting for Cappy to get to a different island for, you know, several different times. It's like, yeah, it's not.
I'll say
not
the
most
fact that some people
captivating
can do it as like consistently as they can is incredibly impressive to me. So
Sure, yeah.
whenever these speedruns exist, I'm not like dogging them of, oh, this isn't worth it for anyone. It's just not worth it for me.
Yeah. Always good to make that distinction. It's one thing one random like side tangent, I guess, based on those minimum captures we're talking about. We were talking about a million different category extensions that people have made for this game. There's a darker side minimum captures.
Yeah.
That I saw, and I was like, oh, I wonder how many captures that's in. 3. It's the same 3. They figured out how to, unless I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Don't completely quote me on it. But yeah, I think it's another 379 moons, I guess it ends up being, where they figured out how to do it with no additional captures. And there's just a lot of nut stuff that they have to do in that. That was definitely a marathon run.
You just wanted an excuse to say nut.
Anytime we can nut.
I think you wanted to say nut stuff specifically.
Nut stuff. Yeah. Specifically.
Shouts to what killed Grand Pooh Bear running this game when we cut out the glory hole moon.
What about darker side though? How do you get up to the pipe with no captures?
Or without like glide on, and like because you use glide on and
Yeah.
like the pylons.
Yeah.
But you can do only one pylon.
Like
So I
unless
assume
there,
it's probably like 5.
is there a nut over? Because I mean, if we're talking 1.0, you can do the frog skip to just like skip all of. So that's one.
Yeah,
capture.
so maybe it's 4. Maybe it's 4 captures then.
But yeah, I don't know.
Which it would be 1.0 because the rest of minimum captures is 1.0.
So maybe, okay, it might be 4. That might be what I'm remembering. Like, there's literally the 1 frog capture to skip all of Darker Side. But from there, it's just the 3 they use in any percent. Again, this is vaguely what I remember questions about when I was analyzing that years ago. But
Also, that is another thing where people probably would, like a random viewer might be like, why don't you run on 1.0 and do the frog skip? Doesn't that save time? Doesn't that mean it's a better speedrun because it's faster?
I love that question so much.
Because we like to do the darker side. Even then, we are skipping like of it. Like, so it's not even like we're purists that are like, no, we want to do the as the developers intended. But like, no, just that's so anticlimactic of a way to end the speedrun to a lot of people, especially when you've been playing for like 3 hours. Like,
and while that's a fair point, like 1.3 revolutionized everything. 1.3
thank
changed.
God, dude, for 1.0.
Yeah.
right? I was gonna say it was so awkward to run Mario Odyssey in World 1.2 versus 1.0.
In a world where patches, more often than not, kill speedruns. There's a couple games that have come out recently that I could say that about. In a world where patches, by and large, I think kill speedruns, 1.3, like, saved Odyssey as a speedrun. It just took everything. Go ahead, Dangerous, you talk about it. I want you to talk about it.
So it's actually not just Odyssey, and that's the best part. So the reason that 1.3 exists as a patch is because they came out with Nintendo Labo, and Nintendo Labo introduced this way to quote-unquote virtual reality Super Mario Odyssey. I have not played that thing once. Like, I haven't even touched this like VR mode for Super Mario. Anyway, it wasn't just Odyssey that got this update though. It was also Breath of the Wild. It's so funny that you're like, some games are better when they get updated for speedrunners. Literally the only 2 examples I can think of are Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, and that specific patch, because then they started using it for like creating lag in the game and like being able to do their what do they call them, bullet time bounces or whatever better. It was crazy how that worked. And yeah, the loads got better in Breath of the Wild too. Basically just overclocked the loads for no particular reason. It was just like an optimization that they must have been like, Eureka!
Like, while we're here.
Yeah. And they fixed up how fast the game loads, and that was enough. And you would think in a 3-hour speedrun that there's no way that the game loads so much and it loads so much faster that you're going to save literally 3 minutes is what that frog skip saved, but lo and behold, it's actually faster to play on 1.3 than it is to play on 1.0 because the loads are faster.
Thank God, by the way.
Yeah.
God. And yeah, thank God from a standpoint of I would love across the board in speedrunning. Oh, you want to speedrun X game? Go buy the game. If you have the game, you can do it. You have a Nintendo Switch, you have Super Mario Odyssey, you can run the game. I hate any time, and like there's a lot of fairness and like down patching and whatnot, yada yada. I hate when it's like you have to jump through 45 hoops. Okay,
yeah, I agree.
Now you can run the game.
Yep,
and that happens with a lot of speedruns.
I mean,
cough,
look
cough,
at
Tears
Wonder.
of the Kingdom, cough, cough.
Yep.
I mean, like, Wonder is a huge difficult thing with it.
So funny that that's exactly where we went. It's like we were just praising Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, which were like the original Mario and Zelda games on the console that got upgraded as a result of patches. And then the next Mario and Zelda game on the console are completely destroyed for the exact same reason.
Yep.
And I will say, the previous patch 1.2 was that patch that removed like, all of the glitches, removed first moon skips, Sphinx clip, made clipping so much harder. So Nintendo doesn't like when we can do these things. So this is entirely an accident that this worked as well
let's
as
be
it did.
clear. This was not intentional.
It wasn't like Nintendo blessed us with this. They already did the thing where they ruined the speedrun.
All right, let's appreciate. I think one like to this day, and the way it's been optimized over the years. I love every time I get to watch someone who's cracked out of their dicks showcase the mecha brutal fight right here.
Oh yeah.
This is like the one thing that I really just when I was learning this game,
Can do this,
I can do this. Not that.
Oh shit! I can't do that.
But Yeah, but this I can do, and this was like I know Spike was talking about like what's something that just makes you feel cool. This makes you feel like a god.
Yeah, even a baby
when you
version
nailed
of it, right?
Yeah, when you nail all of this, this makes you feel like, oh, dude, I am a gamer.
Can confirm.
Even when you use the bird for the opening to do like the rest of the strat, just trying to stay on top, you even feel like you got that.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
this
getting-
is one where like there's 15 different variants that have been
Yeah.
created. Used to always take out Harriet last, because then it's supposed to be like way more toxic to hit the ones on the side. But now it's just like bullseye, bitch.
Okay, Daters, you do that variant with the cap throw dive. Is that one better or worse than the original target acquired?
In my
As far as
opinion,
consistency.
now that I've learned both of them, I would say it's more consistent because input drops are a thing. So in the target acquired version, the other one, you have to cap throw dive and then bounce and then dive again. So think about how many inputs that is versus just one cap throw dive, no bounce. So you're literally talking about 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2, 3 and then 4, 5 again. So there's, I don't know the math on that, 40% more chance that you're going to get an
I bet
input
it's been
drop
pound.
when you at a very pivotal moment where you lose 20 seconds if you mess it up. So I actually think that the new version is easier and it happens to be faster. So
Yeah, I need to find like proper spot and timing.
timing is the thing. Yeah, it's just a little bit different is all. Like you have to time your spin pound just like a little bit later than you're kind of anticipating you need to.
Yeah, because I will say, I was somebody that I learned target acquired because it was easier for me to get consistent than the easy strat of like the backflip off and ground pound to hit spewer. That was just such a hard strat to me, and it was always like a 50-50 whether or not I would hit it or fall off because of the way that they move back. And target acquired, I just was able to put in like an hour, and I never missed it basically.
Yeah, I'm guilty of it as well, and I would say to anyone wanting to get into speedrunning, don't automatically assume the shit that looks the hardest is the hardest. Is sometimes you might, I've definitely learned strats over the years where I'm like, oh, that's shockingly consistent, and maybe it's just, it works well in my brain with my hands, I don't know. But, just because something looks incredibly difficult, or something can look super easy, trivial, and it's actually hard as fucking balls. So.
There are skips that other people would find trivial. I've run Mario 64 for a long time. BLJs, I know people that are like brand new runners that have never missed BLJs. I have been running the game for about as long as I've been speedrunning video games for almost like 10 years. And I cannot PB in 16 star anymore because you will never catch me do a 16 star run where I will actually get BLJs on the first try.
16 stars toxic.
I fucking
It's an
hate that
incredibly good
so
category
much.
for people wanting to like get into speedrunning, specifically if you want to do 64. Frick losing runs to 50-star BLJ, dude.
It's so gross, man.
I did have to mute there. It is time for first lunch, so I had to go get my my curry that I don't eat breakfast. It's first lunch. But I made some curry yesterday, and I had to go like warm it up. And my headphones are connected to my computer, and when I stood up, it almost decapitated me.
Oh, good.
Because I forgot the cord was attached to my head. So almost
that'll happen.
almost
the moon cave. What the fuck's going
Yo,
on?
let's go. Juggle. Eat shit, rock.
Pick this up along the way.
Oh, we're going for the optimized method. I'll go straight at the
skip.
wall. Let's go, baby.
not going for the L. Was that found day one? I remember that being found.
That was
like-
another like
Found
of the
day zero.
day one strategies.
Yeah,
That's right
that
there with
I-
like the T-Rex
found on day
bounds.
Yeah, I feel like that was found, like, I remember seeing, like, a Twitter video of that as I was playing the game, like, the day it came out.
Yeah, people
Like,
found that
oh.
instantly.
Yeah, thank God I was not on Twitter when this game came out.
Pretty good. It's a pretty good one.
If I wonder how much, because I've thought about this before, if that didn't exist, like you had to do the moon cave, I think we're at the point where just now sub 1 would be possible.
Yeah. You
I forget
can
how
do, and
how
I
fast
mean,
you can do it.
who knows how well the moon cave would be optimized, considering we would all have to do it as well. I think
Immediately,
the world
yeah.
record for finishing the moon cave is like 2.5 minutes or something like that.
So,
including the brutal.
Yeah.
Yep. I will throw this out there today. Again, we were talking about category extensions. If you want just a sick ass like 2 minutes of movement, go watch the Moon Cave RTA or whatever it's called.
Because they do like the skip to the thing to do wall kicks on. That's.
It's very, very clean, cool movement.
I would say there's like that, or like in Kingdom Hearts 2, there's like the level 1 core RTA. It's just like speedruns that you never actually think about, but it's just like, what the fuck?
This happens to me, yeah. There's another top 10 YouTube video right there. Top 10 speedruns no one talks about in popular games.
I am going to hard assume that he gets 2DSS in this, right?
I actually am not sure if
he goes for it.
Yeah,
Dude
I was
goes
gonna
for
say,
it.
look, because he's so is that because I know 04 has been switching the comparisons up. I'm assuming this is comparing against PB right now.
This is PB.
This is
Yeah.
sub 3.
Okay, because I know there are bits of time where he was swapping back and forth. So
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was like, I wasn't sure if it was like, I'm 16 seconds behind, like, whatever it was. So.
And to shed some light, Double, I know you're a big 04dude fan. You watch this a lot. Part of why I wanted to have you on for this. Recently, before this again, you see his PB legit 3 hours and 7 seconds. Only one human being had beaten this category in under 3 hours. That was Tyrone. World record right now sitting at 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 51 seconds. So not by much. I believe some amount of runs right before this. 04dude is on world record pace. He's in darker side. All he has to do is hit the spin throw on the
He fucked up. He missed. I think he's lost a run to you skip twice. Like on insane record pace. I'm pretty sure one was on 258 pace.
That's incredible. Dang.
Yeah.
Like
So
a minute ahead and very darker side. And then
So this answers the question, does not actually even attempt 2DSS. And it is dangerous. I know you're a big connoisseur of that trick. It's like 7 seconds, right? I feel like everything we're saying is like 7 seconds.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird how it's always 7 seconds.
It's either 7 or 0.2. There's no.
Yes,
there's
that
no
is all. It is 7.2. Yeah, moon skip, saving 0.2 seconds.
Yeah, true.
I can't even like equate like
Hold on, skip.
Well, no. I'm just going back to 04dude missing the spin throw on the final pylon. Like that is like I can't even begin to like compare what that is like. Like that's like you're playing. I can't even compare it. Like you're fighting, Ganon at the top of the Hyrule Castle in OOT, and you whiff your final 4 sword swipes.
It's
like
the Warriors are going for their
the game
5th
crashes.
NBA championship. Stephen Curry has to hit 1 out of 3 free throws. And
Yeah,
they
and
win, and he misses all 3.
Misses all 3. I was gonna say, yeah.
This is not to make fun of 04dude. He'd probably tell you
No.
probably the only time in his life he's ever missed it. So, spoilers, this ends up getting world record. I was happy he didn't have to wait that long to get it.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe you know what it's like? It's like backflipping instead of punching by accident against K. Rool.
Right? Oh my god.
In DK64.
In
Man,
DK64?
who would ever do that? Who would ever
Right.
accidentally hit A instead of B
You fucking idiot.
and backflip instead of punch?
And that's
Goddamn.
just the thing is that's no U skip is so trivial, especially if you don't spin throw. Like all you got to do is a regular throw and then home in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if Tiger Woods needs like this birdie putt and it's like a foot-long putt to win the PGA Tour Championship and he fucking whiffs it. Like
it like chips it but barely bounces out. Like that's what it feels like.
yeah. It hits the back of the cup and bounces over. Like that's the kind of situation we're talking about right
And
here.
then like bursts into flames.
And then
You
we
burst
get-
into
whole
flames.
golf course.
And then we get to this point of the run, and
I
in
love
reality,
this.
you're time-wise close to half of the run. but in reality, you've only collected less than a third of the moons in the run. It's like as you go through, it gets faster and faster and faster. Now there's a lot less cutscenes, mainly optimized by getting to utilize the warp paintings and everything. So we're going to plant these seeds. We're going to pick them up in about an hour and a half. It'll be great. Yo,
Yeah, this just became a speedrun.
Bang, bang.
Yeah, this is where Darker Side like truly begins. Like all of that was just set up. And I think I was mentioning somewhere in like Metro Kingdom or something that like the 80% portion is he's got all these cutscenes and like you get a little bit of breaks and stuff like that, but this is just go mode from here. Like there's no time. Like I find that I get like dehydrated this part of Darker Side because there's just not enough time to like even take a sip of water or anything.
Yeah, also I love Tiles movement.
And Tiles movement is so good.
It's
Some of those I remember, like, for a long time in my old runs, I wouldn't go for them because I was like, I definitely am too dog shit at this. Anything like this intensive a Twitch movement is tough.
I'm genuinely trying to think of what is the longest amount of time you have to just exist as a human at this point in the run. Like,
probably the paintings themselves.
Yeah, it's like going into the paintings, and then even then, you still have to be like mashing start to like skip the cutscene, right? You can't like just be like, like you can't, you know.
Moon dump is
yeah, that's it. That's the first opportunity you get. Yeah.
You know what it's like, Dewey, and like, did you ever run? This is just a conversation with Dewey and I guess right now. Did you ever run Cage 2 without the gummy skip mod?
All right, Dangerous. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah,
Okay,
see,
fine.
Yeah, I did.
yeah. Like, it's a little bit like that. All of a sudden, now you're in the second visits of Worlds, where it mentally is exhausting. You're just going constantly.
I think it's gummy skip, where it's 2.5 hours of nonstop.
Yeah. So now you enter post-game here of Odyssey, of Darker Side, and you know, at least All Moons has like its slower moons here and there. There's still a lot going on. Its grueling part is just it's 7 hours compared to 3.
Anonymous Captain Todd there. We'll never know who was back there.
My dude. That's my boy.
That's my boy. Oh, God damn it. That's my
God. That was so
That's my boy. God, I have infected Spike's mind with so many stupid fucking things.
Hey, baby. So much brain rot, dude.
I can't do the fucking race in this kingdom.
Yes!
And suck on my penguin. Suck on my penguin. I can't do that without doing that because of Spike.
Is that in Darker Side outside of the first Shivarian race here?
No.
It's just the
I
first
think that's
one.
it.
The second one.
I love, it's another little thing. I love the little roll skips there to just cross each gap. It's so good. Because obviously, like, the more you can roll in this game, like, that's your top speed, effectively. But obviously, like, not always are you on a straight line or on a flat ground or anything. Ooh. So being able to find more and more of that is super, super cool.
I've never heard that question blocked before.
I was like mid-bite of curry when you said boom, 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 suck on the penguin.
Yeah.
I started choking super hard.
Boom, baba, doom, boom, suck on the penguin.
Yeah, it's the line.
That's my favorite part of when Spike was doing All Moons was like, I would come into the stream and I'd be like, oh, how many penguins have we done by now?
Like they just 34 penguins in All Moons.
They weren't even like Koopa free running at that point. They were just called penguins. Like, all right, how many penguins are we into the run? All right, good.
Love this little movement with the cute little up throw. Oh, he actually does the up throw right there. I'm thinking of Ganon's movement. I've mixed up the 400 different runners who have done this over the years. Ooh, actually beats the cycle, and then the little curve into the vector, into the triple jump to get all the way. Let's go, baby.
That's sexy.
I know. The boners. They're intense.
I can't believe you're mixing up the different goats of Darker Side.
Right. My bad. Ganon, also part of that, like, 7-way race to the sub 3 years ago.
And
Best
got
Peach.
to do Darker Side at GDQ.
Yep.
Oh yeah, this is your favorite Peach. I forgot.
She is. What's the dangers? What do you think should be the next category shown at a GDQ of Odyssey? Odyssey's pretty rare. I mean, again, there's so many categories they can pull from.
No revisits.
Dark Side, no revisits.
Yeah, I mean, Odyssey has been very... Oh, you're not supposed to do that, sir. Odyssey's been really well represented at GDQ. How many times has it been shown? There was Nycro's any percent, my any
3
percent.
darker sides.
Is
Your
it really
world
up to 3
peace.
now?
It's been 3 darker sides, I think. No, or
It's
two.
been 2 darker
Bailey
sides.
and Ganon.
Yeah,
Bailey
Bailey
and
and
Ganon.
Ganon.
That's 2. I've done Talkatoo and World Peace, so that's 6 times. And then there's also the
Just
GDQX.
mainline
90%.
GDQs, yeah.
Yeah, GDQX also had it, and then it's been on hotfix like a billion times.
Yeah,
so.
the Fatales events have shown it multiple times. I know Fance run it there among other people. Yeah, it's...
Oh yeah, Frame Fatales. Yeah, that's true. And then I don't know. The only category on the main boards that probably has a chance at getting in that hasn't been shown is Dark Side.
Right.
And then category extensions, I don't know. That's a little bit trickier. You could do a Dark Side variation. That might be kind of interesting. It would definitely be a lot more different if you did the no revisits.
I would say, like, I know, like, 04 does. I don't know if he would ever consider submitting these, but he also does run, like, darker side 2-player. That is actually the main thing that 04 was known for. 04 is, like, the GOAT of 2-player speedruns of Mario Odyssey.
He's got the feet webcam in there. In there with the Mario 3 socks.
But yeah, a lot of people don't actually realize that this game does have a 2-player mode. It's not the most inclusive multiplayer mode for your friends. I don't know if they'll have as much fun with it, but it's a really inclusive 2-player, one player, 2 controllers mode.
Yeah, it's definitely like Little Brother mode.
Yeah.
Yo, thanks,
I think Mario Galaxy 2 or Mario Galaxy 1's even worse.
Yes. Yeah.
But the speedrun is just like it, where it's 1 player, 2 controllers. Like I'll play both of them. It's fine.
Oh baby. Oh, do they even do my backflip anymore? Nah, they optimized it. Ooh, they don't even have the little ledge grab. That's sexy.
Yeah.
Or not ledge grab, the wall kick.
I wish this was fast enough for any percent. I love this room.
Don't worry, we'll get to see the Spike-Vegeta shuffle in Lost 2.
In Lost 2, yeah.
Funny you should say that, Double. Be careful what you wish for. There's some people who are labbing out this room, and apparently with maybe TAS-like movement, you might get your wish.
Yeah.
What about to say? What would you cut? Like Shop and Todd?
That was what I did back in the day. Like I would, if I didn't have enough money, I would do that and then just do it. Before I did Snowdram, I would just do that room instead of grabbing the behind Snowy Mountain and the shop room.
Oh, do we get to see it? The cat vault! That's actually one of those things. I remember when the game came out, and like obviously, you know, Mario's got 400 different little movements he can do. And I was like, dude, cat vaults are cool. There's no way those are ever going to be like optimal situations, right? Because you're going from like a standing position. You're always in the air. You're always rolling and whatnot. Now they've like found so many cool ways to fit it in. By the way, you also got something like this. And boop,
Yo,
boop,
the fucking wall. I love the wall kick one.
Love
if
that
anyone
strat.
is bad at this trick, do the wall kick variant. It's really consistent.
Mm-hmm. Doing it that fast is very difficult. But yeah.
But I will say something. I completely forgot what I was actually going to say.
Cap vaults are cool. That's what I was saying beforehand.
Okay, you know what I was going to say was probably one of the hardest like movements or techs in this game that nobody ever thinks about is perfectly hitting a crate with the edge of your cap so that it stays on it without actually hitting it to get the multiple hits on the crate. It's so fucking hard.
I can think of one particular instance.
Or you do like a spin throw and get it caught behind it.
You're talking about the one crate in like Lake, right?
Yeah. Well,
that
it
is
can be Lake, it can be the one in Sand.
Oh yeah.
That tech does get used in any percent in
Yeah.
Sand. It also plays a role in how hydrophobia works. That thing in Cap Kingdom where you like, because
which Dangerous taught me.
Yeah. Any consistency on that?
Yeah, I mean with the jump spin throw, I was getting pretty consistent with it.
Let's
Toad.
Our second Todd sighting.
That's
Little dude.
Well, yeah, our second real sighting. The third, we don't know who that other guy was. Now.
Yeah, did I stutter? Yeah.
Yeah, who the fuck was
Literal sighting.
That was Toadette. You don't know.
You don't know. Shut the fuck up.
That was actually also Peach. I mean, she's all warm.
We got to the point where, like, I guess there's 2 T-Rex instances. That one you saw right there to bounce up to the moon rock and everything.
Yeah, that wooded.
And then the one in deep woods, because they completely cut years ago the pylon you can go break. That always looks weird. They're going ahead and grabbing that. You just need 35 captures throughout the run.
We get the 6 sub areas.
This
Boosts, baby.
This room is awful.
It's
So getting this room like this optimized is just nuts because
that cloud boost is so hard to actually.
Yeah.
That and like the Shirani bounce to get to that first secret moon is that is one of the first times they'll be like, oh, are these worth it to go for? Are these tricky? There's another one in a lake sub area later.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of those like, do I go for this? If I miss it, I die. Like.
God, I love once you hit Cascade 2. This is where it's the second half of the run. This is where everything goes into overdrive.
This is where I get to put on the best outfit of the game because I want to be a pirate the entire fucking speedrun if I can.
Yeah, we will be seeing that. I was always really sad. I was always hopeful that at some point Optimal Darker Side was gonna put on other costumes. Because if you just get 3 moons from costumes, then Toadette will give you a moon. So I was like, the routing's there. And there was always a pretty good mechanic moon, a pretty good pirate moon. But then the 3rd moon was always too slow. You try to get the Doctor in Moon Kingdom. There's no reason to go all the way up to the church. It was never gonna quite work out. I
thought it was gonna be
chef?
the chef moon.
Yeah, because that gives you 2. But that was never gonna be quite fast enough.
There was some theorizing when 1.2 was brand new and we were getting all these like new Luigi hint arts and stuff.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Dangerous.
Holy shit, without looking is absurd.
That was nuts. I'm
360
sorry.
no
I'm sorry to interrupt you. That was ridiculous.
No, please do. What? Why? How? Where? And why?
I can't.
Dude,
I
what
can't
if
get-
that
hard? Do you know
I
how
can't
hard
get
it is
that
to
rock
get that to work?
Yeah,
Well,
well,
you're looking at it.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, that rock is just goofy, is just bullshit and goofy and dumb, and sometimes the chain chomp doesn't reach, so just having the faith to be like, I don't need to look. Like, that is
He's gotta
crazy.
have like a really good visual cue. That's
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
that just
like
happens
the
from
skull.
right there. Because
I'm gonna steal that.
Me too.
Because I'm not going to be a believer that just, like, somehow not looking at the fucking thing somehow makes it like, oh, it's way more lenient. Like, just that is his fucked up visual cue.
Would you be surprised, though, if for some reason
Sure.
it did work that way? Like, I would not be surprised. Like, oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't exist.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, I almost forgot what I was gonna say, but we were talking about outfits and like
Yes.
running
Yes.
them in. There was a point when 1.2 first came out that like all these coins were popping up. It's like, can we get enough coins to buy the boxers and just like put them on for like in Snow Kingdom?
Oh, that's true.
Maybe. Yeah,
that was the
gonna say,
theory for a while.
I mean, there is the route. Like Bailey did that route at GQ.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was an actual proper route or if Bailey just threw that together. But
It was an incentive, I think, to put the boxers on. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, how far are we going with this jump? Oh,
Dude,
we
just-
catch the second platform. That's...
I was gonna say that you could also get into I feel underdressed with that outfit, can't you?
With the boxer shorts, you sure can. Yeah.
You sure
But we
can.
just clip in there. So.
I'm kind of surprised that wasn't.
It's just 1,000 coins you got to come up with.
Yeah, that's just it.
Yeah, I remember at first I was like, damn, it's probably way easier. Then I was like, oh, 1,000 coins. No, and it's not really much easier, is it?
Yeah, because I think this route optimally needs like 1,400 coins to do all the shit it needs to do.
Yes. Because before it was just 1,000 coins. And
Yeah, for Toadette stuff and, you know, just enough to get all the shop moons. But now it's like, ugh. And that makes it to where, like, it gets a little tighter if, you know, talk about like, oh, there's no life system in this game. The losing the 10 coins, you die a couple times, all of a sudden you might not be able to afford finishing the run.
Also, vectoring, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, right here.
baby.
Here's some big Big vectoring.
Big
Oh,
kind
is
of
this-
classic Super Mario Odyssey trick jump strats right there.
This is the part of the run. I'm assuming 04dude's not going to do it. But this is the part where when Spike and I did this and we watched the BTT where we both shat our collective pants with the up warp up through the gate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was cute.
Strat, that's insane. I love the BTTs, man. The amount of things that like I don't like to if I see something on Twitter, I'll be like, yo, that's sick, but I don't like keep up with every new optimization. But whenever the new BTT comes out, I'm always so fucking excited.
Shout out to how well that koi fish is animated.
I always think that, dude.
Like, that koi fish has more frames per second than most of this game does.
Yeah.
I wish you could clip through that game there. I hate going up and over like that.
Look at that. Look at that thing, man. Look at it.
I know. I'm looking at it.
All right, we got
Fine.
like the third best peach right here.
This is a good peach.
Little kimono. Little
See,
fire flower,
so I
the
have-
boo accessory.
I have a very long-term memory, and it freaks people out. But I'm pretty sure I remember that was Nuke's favorite peach from the darker side.
I believe so. I know Tsubasa, that's his favorite. But I want to say Nuke's called out that was her favorite. Back
Am I,
when
am I the only one that likes overall peach in luncheon?
Overall,
Oh,
peach
she's
is-
my second
That's
favorite.
not a bad peach.
She can get it, yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
cheat as hell, dude. She can get it.
And I'll say, people.
Hey, yo.
Something that a lot of people don't realize is Peach, the two kingdoms per outfit for her. So like Lost and Wooded share one, and then Cap and Snow share one. So like we get Best Peach twice. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm always kind of sad that we don't get the
Dude, fuck this, man.
I hate that we don't get the mushroom one because you have to get all of them to get the mushroom one. I think we just don't get the snow.
Yep. Well, you see,
I
you
was
have to
gonna
get all the
That's
other
not,
ones to
moon.
spawn in the moon peach.
Yeah.
And then the moon peach spawns in both the mushroom peach and the mushroom toad that's like captured.
Yeah.
The triggers are weird.
Yeah. I was about to. I know you laughed when 04dude was doing it. It's like that moon with the fucking spiny. That moon is just like I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that moon and it looked like not awful.
Yeah. They
Like,
very
it's
the
intentionally.
worst moon
That's. I'd like to go see the BTT exactly what it does, because, like, man, you feel like a douchebag every time. No, time for top-down strats. Little burb.
I will say,
Each hit.
I always have to do the first person here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this bird sucks a dick.
I was about to say dangers. You are the bird expert. What is the worst bird?
already have
Either
worse
that one
bun.
or Cookatiel. Also, what that was a dive of faith. For
That
me.
was-
Yeah, that,
Yeah, it was.
I'll say between bonking going too high or hitting that gate, dear God, that was trust.
But very sexy. Very cool moon grab. This is always one of my favorite little strats to learn in it. Skip out on going on the other side. Doesn't even need the wall kick or anything.
For the
Dumping
longest
off
time, I
Cappy to
could
the
not
side.
do
And then...
that.
Bring.
I do feel bad every time we roll by the Peenween Koopa
Yeah, dude.
and we don't even talk to him.
God.
Don't want to do the longest Koopa free running in the game?
We don't talk about this. Isn't it literally like a minute and 7 seconds or something?
Yeah, it's long.
World record is like 104. If,
Like,
I get like 110s.
Right, if your dick cracked.
it's literally just pylons over and over again. It's like sand, but 3 times as long.
I will, in a theoretical world, if for some reason, like I don't know, if for some reason you had to do a Koopa free running in this category, I have to imagine the mushroom ones are the.
Right.
Like-
The other thing you always have to consider, and something that like makes this such a hard category to route, is you can have a moon that on paper you're like, oh, this is fast, but also, am I going? Because like you never go down there to where like that mushroom Koopa free running is.
Yeah,
Like I understand
yeah.
we're talking
And then you
like
have the
purely
cutscenes
Giga Theory.
and-
Yeah.
That's like you have like literally 5 seconds of just the. Like
Like the
as much as we
slowest
wanna say
moons in
that.
this category, like on average, you get down to where like moons on average are like 17 seconds. So you think about like a good Koopa free running just on the timer in Mushroom is 14 seconds or something. 13, 14 seconds.
I love this sub area.
Yeah.
Don't do it. I love not doing the sub area.
The easiest cheese in the game. And now we get a little up throw,
Hey yo.
Hey yo.
I was like, the other really cool strat to do there is a full spin jump.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which no one even knows that you can do a spin jump because you go down so fast when you do it. But it's pretty sick. It goes pretty high. And like has a little bit of slow like going up so you can get around like that corner and it's really neat.
All this talk about peenweens made me I had to check a specific Discord channel and there was no update. Spike, I'm sorry.
Fuck! God damn it.
Don't worry about it.
Soon. Boom, 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 so going to peen-ween.
Wiener.
That should be like my gold noise.
Wiener.
What, this?
No, just boom, boom, boom.
Just that?
I was like, do I need to unmute the Discord soundboard?
Believe it or not,
That's the only
volleyball is still not in Darker Side.
Yeah, believe it or
Man,
not.
really? Crazy.
Okay.
Crazy.
Tell me why they had the forethought to be like, 30 is pretty hard. We're gonna make the first moon 15. And then they completely forgot to make the second moon 50.
But fuck you on the
why
second
the
one.
fuck is it on trend? that was my last moon I got in this game. I've been speedrunning this game for 7 years. I only got the last moon like 6 months ago or like a year ago. And it was that
I didn't know it
moon.
had been that long for you to get all moons. Shouts to Jeremy. I know 04 dude. I like in the BTD trying to mess around with clipping through there. I want to say, like you get the hint art up top and you clip down into there, but it's one of those. It'd probably save you a couple seconds, but it's probably hard as shit to do optimally.
Yeah, there's a number of roll cancel clips that will probably never be RTA viable. But then again, there's a lot of things we say never about. There are many people that said never for sub hour in Odyssey, and I would have 56 for any percent.
Yeah, never sub hour. Yeah, we're down to 56. Never sub 3
Never
in
sub
Darker
3,
Side.
yeah.
2 people have done it now. You just give speedrunners time. Give them time. They'll get cracked.
Unfortunately, we do know the genuine ceiling for any percent because the amount of fucking cutscenes that there are in the game.
Right.
Isn't there? I think it's like more like 40 minutes or like 35 minutes where you are not doing anything. Which
In
is
an any
insane.
percent run?
It's like, yeah, I don't remember the exact number.
In any percent, you're looking at like 31 minutes of either like moon grab animations, mashing through text in between kingdoms, all that stuff. Yeah, 31 minutes.
This is why
Which is
in
insane
speedrunning,
how much
always
of
the
the run
coolest
that is.
skips when people find are just like, this cuts these cutscenes out, right? I always talk about Banjo-Kazooie. One of, I think, the best skips in speedrun history is when they figured out how to skip the fake credits. That is just an 8-minute goddamn time save right there.
Wait, there's a way to do that?
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a trick that you do in Furnace Fun where you intentionally get a question wrong on a certain like angle on a platform and Banjo doesn't you purposefully get a question wrong that's supposed to kill you, but it doesn't kill you. And it like makes it to where you can just run across all of the platforms and you just go up the stairs into the final grunty fight.
Yeah.
What?
So it's not just the fake credits, which is obviously the massive time save, but also 95% of that last, the Furnace Fun.
Furnace Fun, yeah. You basically just route it to where you get to the first death square as fast as possible. And then you have to like line yourself up and then you purposefully get the question wrong. And instead of it like launching you, also nice little out of bounds here, by the way. Instead of launching you into, fun fact about that out of bounds, a former runner of this game, I can't remember exactly who it was. It was, I can't exactly remember. It was someone that I had met when I went to GDQ in 2019.
For underscore?
Not for underscore. Remember who it was. But anyway, I learned how to do that clip out of bounds by reading a message in chat. That is how easy that clip is. That's how easy it is. I literally just
yeah.
read someone's explanation of it in my chat and was like, oh, okay, yeah, I could do that. And I did it. That's how easy that is.
Let's go shit on a bunny. Oh!
Also, that bunny always seems like it's gonna be really difficult, but it actually is really easy to figure out.
Especially from that angle, like right above from the top ropes.
Also, rip the glide on moon in this one.
Yeah,
Rip.
too slow, out of optimal, darker side. It's like you said, Dangerous, we've talked about this many times, especially with like any percent and whatnot, where it's like, man, how is it faster to not kill someone like Rango, right? Like, it's so like he gives you 3 moons, he dies in 12 seconds. It's eventually you get to the point where movement gets so optimized, you can't
faster cutscenes.
speed up cutscenes, right?
Yep.
Like, cutscenes are just a consistent thing. So, you know, the cutscenes aren't that long tied to, like, that glide on moon we were just talking about there, we were just referencing. But eventually it gets to the point where we can optimize this, we can't optimize when the game literally doesn't move.
Yeah. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. Put the fate in your own hands to save the time.
Dude, I was so scared about the people leaving a block open there.
Dude, yeah, it's never happened to me, but, like, one day, it's like, you'll fall back through
I
and you
will
will
hit
feel
every
like
block,
a
I don't
dipshit.
care. I will hit all 3 blocks.
Yeah, it all depends on, like, the platform cycle, right? Because you might be waiting
Yeah.
anyways. Unless, like, the weird, I'm convinced, sub-pixel bounce
Clippy?
off of the fucking
shell jump.
Clippy do? No, no Clippy
Ooh,
do.
didn't
Oh,
get
you
this
missed
clip.
it.
No, Danger's writing notes down. All right,
Okay,
did not
one doesn't
did
save
not
that
get.
much time.
Saves
Fish
about
didn't fully
7.
save. Yeah.
It's 7.
It's always 7. Why the fuck is it 7?
I'm telling you, dude, it's always 7.
I thought that one was like 4, but
Nah, it's 7.
God.
Well, actually, I don't know about Darker Side. I know at any percent it does.
Well,
but-
it's the same.
Well, because you also
Yours,
carry it
so-
all the way over here.
So it's
Well,
probably
yeah.
the same amount of times that it saves in the movements, because I think it's the same movement outside of the fact that you don't go to the red coin. So,
I know we're-
shards in this game.
I know we're talking about quirks of speedrunning. One of my favorite quirks in speedrunning is a time loss that is like literally less than probably 1.5 to 2 seconds, but it feels like an eternity and you hate it.
Yes.
That's like my favorite thing. Jiggle bonks with the cheap.
Yep.
Feel like an eternity.
Oh, you
goes
hate
by.
yourself every
Like,
time.
yeah, like you want to lash
Fist
yourself
bonks?
every time you jiggle bonk. And
Also-
from like a viewer, it's like, dude, it's like you just lost like a half
No.
a second. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? I'm like, no, dude, I hate myself.
Also, shout out to Tyrant18 for giving everyone invisible fish time loss. Somehow he just moves faster as a fish, where your speed is capped and you can't move faster, but he does.
Yeah.
No one knows how.
No one
If
understands how
you
Tyrone
compare
moves
your
faster.
seaside split or your lake split to Tyrant, you will lose seconds that aren't there.
Correct.
We're going to find out after all these years. Now, I don't even want to say it.
Like Lake Kingdom, okay? You spend like a little bit of time in Lake Kingdom as a fish, and somehow Tyrone's gold, even though we do the exact same things, and we use the same strats, and we do the same movement, Tyrone's gold is 2 seconds better than mine, just because fish. Yeah.
Straight up. Like, I've heard Ganon say the phrase "invisible Tyrant 18 fish time save," and it's so funny to me.
Has no one like put has no one put 2 clips side by side and just like tried to figure out what it is?
I mean, yeah, no, I haven't done that personally. It'd be
That's
interesting
so
to see.
That's so strange.
I'm sure someone has, because everyone talks about it.
I wonder if there's just like micro. There has to be something like micro movement where like maybe you get like like little bits of like vectoring underwater, where if you like wiggle back and forth
Yo,
quickly.
cheap vectoring.
I don't know. I don't know, dude.
I
I'm
would
just
say
trying to like
nothing beats the
theorize.
Zoombas.
Yo, speeding up, boy.
Also, shout out to the fact that sometimes you just die. Sometimes you will clip out of bounds and just die here.
What?
Wait,
Yep,
what?
That's happened to me once.
Huh?
So this thing that 04dude is doing to like hit the boss from underneath, sometimes, and it's very rare, and nobody really knows why it happens, but it's happened to like every All Moons runner ever for some reason.
It's always all moves.
Um,
It's true.
Yeah,
And you
it's
fight the
happened.
boss twice.
It's happened to Tippy, it's happened to Fur, it's happened to me. But sometimes you'll just be like underneath the boss. Oh my god, that was really quick. What?
Yeah, I love the catching it as it's spawning, and I hadn't seen that.
But yeah, you'll just be doing this, and suddenly your legs will just fall into the floor. And because you're not expecting it, you don't catch yourself by jumping, so you just fall and die. It's really cool.
Oh,
It can also happen during the final one, where it literally you will lose your movement afterwards, so you just die, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
That is the
that
one that
you
has
can't
happened
even
to
save
me.
you.
I didn't know you could actually like be fully.
Yeah.
extended. I thought you had to.
Yeah,
grow it.
it's as long as you're in the actual bit, and because your entire extended thing is a hitbox, it works.
All right. It's starting to. My notes are starting to become a bit of a scroll over here, but.
Okay, all right.
I
We're
might
figuring
need you to
stuff
send
out.
that over.
That's honestly, it is always one of the fun parts about coming back to a speed game after years is being like, no. Break down all the knowledge that I had before, like genuinely look at it through a new lens and say, oh, there's all this shit that just wasn't a thing when I was running it, right?
My favorite is when someone watches like an old task, like, okay, this is outdated. I'm sure I can do most of this, and then you forget, oh, it's a fucking task.
It's dense.
Mario 64, even if the task is from like 2012, it will do things that no human can ever do ever.
Mm-hmm. You're still doing bullshit BLJs and everything, but hey, they can do carpetless now. The humans
can do it.
you
Also,
can.
that
you-
is
you do
easily
carpetless.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say people could do carpetless blindfolded.
Yep.
Yes.
3 times in a row.
Also-
Let's go, pirate! Yeah!
Okay, welcome to being a speedrun. Yar.
Yar.
But I will say, carpetless is easily the biggest news in speedrunning ever.
Yeah, people popped off at that actually being a thing.
I don't think
Yeah.
enough people popped off, frankly,
It's the.
considering how big of a thing it is.
It is the classic example of like, you know, famous YouTuber who's like watching speedrunning says something along the lines of like, "Oh man, that's never gonna happen. No, there's no way. It's not gonna happen. No." Like carpetless was to the point where like even the top level runners were memeing on it, and like every time you would be on pace in a 120-star speedrun and you would get to that star, the entire chat's just exploding with like, yeah, just do carpetless, man. You'll PB by like 40 minutes. And the runner themselves are just like, nah, dude, like stop memeing. This is ridiculous. Like
This will
joke is
never
old as hell."
happen.
And then suddenly, all of a sudden, we can just do it.
And it even went through that phase, like, over the course of, like, this is, like, in 3 days. People were like, oh, okay, yeah, it's possible, but it's literally just gonna murder runs. Like, this
And
is,
then
like,
people just-
toxicity.
and then it got better set up.
And then, I swear, I remember it was when, at least for me, looking at how it developed, it was when, all of a sudden, it was done blindfolded by Bubsia. Blindfolded.
But that
3
doesn't mean that's easy.
times
That
in
just
a
is
row.
proof that Bubsia is a monster.
Yes, Bubsia is very, very good. Absolutely.
Bubsia has gotten every star in the game blindfolded, which shouldn't be possible.
Yeah, Bubsia is a savant. I think that's like the one word that I can use to describe.
Bubsia
Bubsia.
has also done Kingdom Hearts 2 blindfolded. Spike.
He has. Yeah, I talk to him about it all the time. Yeah, he's got. It's not just SM64. He's done a bunch. Always
Does
love that
anybody
little
know-
Captain Toad jump out there. By the way, another top.
Does anybody know how he got out there?
Captain Toad or
He vector jumped.
Yeah, how did Toad get out there?
He
The
used a
same way
wet
Mario
nut.
did.
He threw his head at a flower, brought it back, and then got rocket-powered boots and went out. We don't even know what's in his backpack. Maybe he has a jetpack.
Yo, that'd be sick. I always loved this part of Wooded that was just like, yeah, here's all this like kind of puzzly, platformy shit on the side of the arena. Fuck all of it. I'm just gonna keep falling.
This segment's so fun.
We're gonna go in here, and then we're gonna do a little cap throw, and we're gonna get a little cap return jump. Not even a cap return jump. Then we're gonna then we're gonna
I learned
then we're gonna
Takatu
and then we're gonna
before. I learned Takatu before I learned like Darker Side or anything. So I didn't know any of these moons. So I watched like the world record, and then I was like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, there's
What
gotta
is
be
my
bingo
favorite-
squares that are like, do those moons as intended.
Is this
One of
our?
my-
Is this the first catfish moon?
This is the first catfish moon.
Okay. I was wondering.
The first of 3.
I gotta say, one of my favorite phenomenons in speedrunning is doing something that cuts like a regular part of the game out to the point where you as the speedrunner have no idea that a part of the game even exists.
Yep.
I was talking about Mario Sunshine.
Not around the corner.
I'm a pit of 5. I mean, there's a bingo square to do the back there hoverless.
Yeah. And it's
Because at first it wasn't even hoverless because no one knew how to do it. But then the bingo scene in the Mario Sunshine is insane, so they figured out how to do it. So they made it hoverless to make it even harder.
No.
But yeah, I don't even know where the entrance is to some of these.
Yeah, I'll have to like remember sometimes. Yeah, based on when they would pop up when we were doing like darker Takatool and stuff. I was like, wait, it would be faster from like where we are to just do some of these normal. But...
That would be a really funny like challenge. Like get a bunch of Odyssey speedrunners that are really good at the game, but then make them do a bingo, but they have to do every moon as intended.
I will say one of my really good friends in the Kingdom Hearts community, codename Geek, Spikevegeta, did really wanted to just race Mario Odyssey bingo all the time, but he didn't want to learn like Bowser's King, like doing like Mecha Brutal and stuff. So he and I would be talking to him when I do that, but we'd usually just go up to Legend because he didn't want to learn like birdless Mecha Brutal.
Yeah.
But bingo was perfect for that because you never go to Bowser's anything. So we got really we got really active at bingo, but I would usually concede and make myself not do clips unless I literally do it with muscle memory without remembering that I'm not supposed to do these. But it's really fun to see how well you can optimize it just from just being good at movement.
Mm-hmm.
Also, worst bird. This, I mean, aside from Kukatil, I asked earlier. This is the worst bird. I don't know why I even asked.
This is you miss the cycle, you lose hours.
I will always be a baby now. I will wait. I will not do the timer challenge. I will wait for this fucking bird. I do not care.
And I'm trying to think of like what cycle, because there's also been like a number of different, like I assume he goes out and grabs it over the grate.
He does.
Yeah. Yeah, moons have been shifted around over the years. Where like, even like, you get to the point, even if you play it somewhat safe, a lot of times you're waiting for the bird to come up here. They're getting here so fast now. Boop, boop, boop. No, I'll meet you halfway, bud. Right at the borderline.
No danger there,
wait
even.
for you.
There's no
I was
danger.
gonna say, were you expecting like a long jump on the side?
Yeah, the fact that he catches the bird over top of the grate, like you don't even have to worry about falling into the deep woods. I can't even tell you how many runs I've killed because catching the bird in midair over the deep woods and missing.
Yeah, you do something to save time and then you lose so much.
Kind of a little like minor showcase there of like how much time you can lose in a run like this to taking unintentional damage to watch. Like it's whatever animation of you taking damage and however much that screws up your strat. Well, I peed myself a little bit when he fell and dove right there. I don't know if that was intentional or not. But then having to watch the like 2.5 second ish refill of the health afterwards, like wow, that damage was like 5 seconds. That sucked.
I was like, I don't know how it works, but apparently the clip here is not that great.
Yep.
Where you basically you just have to hit like the side of the room and then uncapture right as you hit the moon. Or I think it's just you hit it against the wall right as you make contact with the moon.
I've not even heard that there is a setup.
There's just random. Like, I think it is relatively random.
Oh my god!
Those like
he's so deep. Yeah, because you're also. That's right. It is slightly faster to get this nut here in the middle of the timer challenge. It's also after like doing a little bit of grinding of all moons last year. It is nice. Like coming into a lot of these revisit kingdoms, and it's like, yeah, it's like 9 minutes. Oh, I love this strat.
I hate it.
Incoming the stupidest triple jump in the entire game, if he does it. No, okay, he just does it that way. Okay.
Yeah, the triple jump that if I don't have like very specific spacing, I just didn't do it. Like, nah, I'm just backflipping up and just going.
I was gonna say I would just backflip up into ledge grab.
You are out of You are out of wooded 2 at the 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
In this run now. Oh my god.
You've collected like
really
over
quick. I'm
300
curious
moons at this point.
How awful I am.
Actually, I don't even think you've collected 300 moons at this point. Also, my son came in. Holy shit. You haven't even collected 300 moons. Like, they're going to collect like 200 something moons in an hour.
One of the easier bunnies, as long as you take the correct angle on it.
As long as you read game facts to know which one is the real one.
Called Nintendo Power.
Yo, my man.
I don't want to talk about when I left footed too.
My boy.
My boy.
4 hours and 20 minutes.
That's my boy.
Yep.
Puppy.
Totally.
Gotta get a little emotional about it. That's my boy.
Oh my gosh, I am
Shit
a
on the
coward.
bird,
I
that's
get
my
that
boy.
bird in sand 1. I don't care. I will not do this.
It's another really cool routing optimization to save the bird for now when you're just chilling talking to Todd.
I mean, you gotta wait for the dog anyway, right? So,
Right?
Yeah. Do
So
as much as you can.
I will say one of my favorite just series of like collecting shit is all moons this town. All the purples, all the moons you get, how it all routes together, keeping the dog on screen, fucking with the bird. It's so good. You just like, you're constantly picking shit up.
Yeah, it makes me sad that the like rocket ship isn't available until peace at this point, because like it's like the only thing in this town you can't do until after you're done. That and the fountain moon.
Yeah, and the purples and stuff in the fountain.
Yeah, and anything inside of the fountain.
So in any percent, that moon is like the 8th moon of the run. In
And always the
Darker
final
Side,
moon.
it's like close to the 300th moon. In the route of all moons I do, it's 880. It is the last one.
The literal last one, and it all is because of that damn tourist.
Yep. Add in a sand 3. Yo.
But it's okay.
Goomba jumps, let's go, baby! Oh!
Oh, sick. But it's fine. You get the constellation, all 3 seed moons back to back, and it's very satisfying.
You got a little pop, pop, pop. Catfish.
I just love the bullet bills with their little hats.
They're so cute.
They're so dapper.
Like I just love that they got little visors.
Uh-huh.
Because it's hot out, you know. I'm gonna get sunburned, you know.
Yeah, you don't want the bullet to get sunburned.
God,
Yeah,
could
you
you
do.
imagine? Ooh, the little through the window.
Ooh.
That's
like that.
hard. That's hard.
I think I used
that
to go
was-
up and over there.
You would think that little gap in the gate is like not hard to get. That is basically a pixel in this game.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Like diving through anything that looks like, oh yeah, I could definitely just dive through that hole. No, it's like a pixel.
Also,
Mario will bomb.
Getting that bullet that early is ballsy to me.
Yeah, you cannot get it that early without doing the glitchy like
Yeah.
shake thing.
Like, yeah, those shake, but then let go wide.
I've still never learned that tech. I should.
It's really easy, actually. You literally just, as you do your first shake, you just let go of Y.
Oh, is that all you do? I'm just that. It's
And
some
then you just
raw
never rewind the
laziness
rest
for
of
me.
it.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, I know.
I was the same
I
way.
know you're a lazy piece of shit. I know.
Hey.
Mash Y. Block. Oh, time for another shitting on a bird. Get him. There's also a lot of like just super cool like camera optimization. You do kind of
nice.
all throughout the run, little subtle spots you can look at where a lot
a
of
nice
it's
shot.
keeping platforms, keeping birds off screen, shit like that.
That one quick little shot of Jaxie when 04dude was turning around, it just looked like Jaxie was like, help! He's going. He's going too fast. Help!
Help, he's gonna send me off.
Yeah, he was like looking. Jaxie was like looking back at the camera, like, please, the Italian plumber, he's so fast.
Shout out to the pun of the Jaguar taxi. Jaxie.
All right, fish RNG.
Let's
Who wants
see.
to talk about it?
So, it sucks. Basically, there's this Lakitu guy, and he's like, "Hey, look, I'm the best at fishing. Just watch." And sometimes he's stupid, and is like, "I'm practicing. That was a warm up. I'm sorry. We'll do it this time." And the fishes aren't even there. This is
Oh
straight
my
up,
god.
like there shouldn't be fishes here, realistically.
They would die.
There's water. What are we talking
Well,
about?
I think the snow one's more concerning. 'Cause I feel like that water would be too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so like, I was just in the bathroom for a second, but you said fish RNG and I had to come rushing back.
Yeah.
He pinched it
So-
off instantly.
First question. What is the worst, like, how many bites is your guys' worst when it comes to
I know
7
mine.
for me.
7?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
That's
I've
pretty
had
fucking
an
bad.
11.
Yeah.
Mine was 10.
Considering, 10, So, considering that, at least as far as we know, the chance of getting a bite versus getting a miss is 50-50. That means you're losing that many coin flips in a row. I think my worst is 17. It's like, I have sat there for 17 fish bites being like, okay, seriously? And that's like 30 seconds at that point.
Yeah, that's
my
your
God.
run actually fucking dies right
Do you know
there.
what's the worst feeling? What I have had is I got first bite, but didn't catch it, and then I got 13 no's after
Oh,
the
that's
first
the
bite.
worst
Oh,
feeling. Yeah,
no.
I definitely get it where like first bite and then I get it like 7th try. You already feel like a piece of shit at that moment because you like over anticipate it or you under anticipate
Because
it.
when you get first bite, man.
I totally can't relate to losing that many coin flips in a row. It's not like I do a speed run that is just nothing but coin flips the entire time.
Yo, that's
I mean,
Speedrun
yeah.
Watch
I
Party
play
episode
competitive
2, low
KH2
level.
rando, man.
Yo, really? I'm down.
I ironically would like to do your low level run for a watch party.
Hey, I'd be fucking down for that. I love watching that.
Yeah, for anyone
I-
wondering, I intend to do this as a series. I don't have like an exact, like, I'm always going to do one of these a week or even one a month. Just like when I have the inspiration for one, I have a
times a day.
second one lined up that I got to put people together for. But yeah, just kind of want to do a little watching of speedruns, make sure the runners are always cool with it. And, you know, just get to be fascinated by high level speedruns of games I like. So.
This cactus moon, I think, was one of my last ones I got casually. Because I was trying
That makes
really
sense
hard.
where it is.
I was trying really hard to, like, not use... For those that don't know, there's, like, 2 separate hint systems in this game. Where, obviously, you know, Dangers...
and hit toad.
Yeah. Dangers and Dewey both do a lot of Talkatoo stuff. Oh!
Ooh.
Dude, it's
We're back to
Sand
tomorrow.
Kingdom, both deaths.
Yeah. But no, so there's not only Talkatoo, but there is also a toad that you have to pay him, which is hilarious. But he just marks on your map where the moon is, not like what you have to do to get it, just literally where it spawns in. And I remember like being so stumped as to where the final moon was that I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna pay for it. And he marked it on my map, and I went over to where that cactus is and just like ground pounded the cactuses, and like I was like, do I need to like die? Like what do I need to do to spawn this stupid thing in? And
Capture the cactus like wandering cactus. What do you mean?
that's what that's what I said. Like, you can capture the cactus, so I thought like, okay, am I like, do I have to spawn in a capture thing or whatever? It wasn't until like I think I saw somebody doing a dark. Oh, is he gonna hit the sheep? He better hit the sheep.
Oh no!
Oh,
All right, Dangerous.
Ooh,
Put it
this
on the
man.
list. Put it on the scroll.
who this man?
Who verified this run? Get him out of here.
I was gonna say you gotta hit that sheep. But yeah, I think I was just watching someone do a darker side speedrun, and I just saw them bust it open with Jaxie, and I went, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
I spent like 10 minutes ground pounding these cactuses, and all I needed to do was just fucking, you know.
There's a platform there.
Yep. Yeah, it's just over to the side.
I always I always uncaptured jump over like land on the
Right.
ground and then do a cap dive over to that room.
Yeah, it's one of those like you don't think of. Like you always play. Like a lot of people always play that room very safe, myself included. That's one of those where like people finally were like, okay, where are all the platforms? Let's play this as if we had vision,
and put
right?
on like having to put on the fucking sunglasses.
How many people here, as Glydon here, have smacked into one of those things that spawns the shockwaves when you're flying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That, if you want to feel like a
And your
douchebag
momentum's
playing
gone.
this, yep, if you want to feel like a douchebag playing this game, which is very easy to do, by the way, because shit's really hard.
Yeah, shit's real.
Shit's real hard. Yeah, missing that and slamming Glydon into, because you just fall forever because the death plane in sand is like a mile down.
And you're literally a mile up.
Yeah, so you just fall forever and you lose like 15 seconds and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna...
Closer to honestly like 25 to 30.
The worst thing there is flying just under the moon.
Yeah! That's my favorite.
Then you can't just
then you
gain
panic.
height.
Yeah, because then you panic and you have to jump back and then you have to try to live. And also, this is
such a cool strat. He did a little cap throw back there to knock the visor off of that bullet bill, and then he baits him with him, throws Cappy back, and captures him again. Now being able to get those moons, warp back up, get this moon, and we're done with sand. That's definitely one of my favorite strats. So good.
I know we're not listening to, or maybe we are actually. I don't have the actual.
I have his audio on. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't know exactly what 04 has been saying or doing. I don't even know if the mic is on his end, but like
usually not.
I find it super interesting to like. There's a part of him that's probably like, dude, I'm 23 seconds behind. I've lost so much. Like, I should just reset. Right? Like, there has to be a point in you, like, when a run like this happens, like, you take that death in sand, right? And you're like, oh, God, like, to know in hindsight, like, nah, dude, like, you're about to be the second person ever to get a sub 3 in this time, even though it doesn't look like you're going to. I just love, like, the psychology of that. It's like,
right.
You could be 23 seconds behind in a run where, you know, it's a grueling process. And I don't know exactly how much time he's lost to gold by now, but I don't know. It's just like that part of speedrunning is just so, I think, underrated in most parts. Is like, you have to be willing to be like, look, I made a bunch of mistakes, but I know how good I am. I know that I'm really the rest of the run. I know that there's some other stuff that I can do later on to save some time. And, you know, like, because I'll admit, like, a mistake like that, like, if I would have died, if I already coming out of wooded, and then I die in that sub-area of sand, I'm like, nah, I'm done. I know just my mindset as a speedrunner is definitely that, so.
I think there's definitely, like, a mindset. Same thing like running, like you say, like SMRPG low level, which obviously has, like, a lot of RNG and other factors to it, right? But yeah. I think it's probably part of why best possible time, because like I said, you can't see it. On my side, his best possible time right now is 2 hours, 58 minutes, and 31 seconds. And he's, you know, he's 70+% of the way into the run right now. I think you have to have the mentality when you're doing any longer speed run that, listen, you're going, we poke fun at it. You're going to have mistakes. You're going to have a death here and there. You're going to lose time all over the place. In the grand scheme of things, are you doing a run that has a shot? And that's what he's looking at right now. Like, yes, everything, broad strokes. I'm still technically on, like, probably low 259, high 258 pace at what I'm doing. I got to play 45 more minutes. I also think as a speedrunner, you get to the point, I know for me, once I get deep enough, I'm like, I want to see the end of the run.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a very bad habit of
hell yeah, perks.
not finishing runs. But especially like if it runs relatively early, like I was like, oh, I know what kind of times I have had in this split, and it isn't even close to that. I shouldn't continue this. And I've made a lot of progress there, but I'm definitely nowhere close to a good spot as far as actually finishing runs.
So real quick, just to point out, so that probably looked very unnecessary what 04 just did. So moons this is how far like this run has come optimization wise. You cannot pick up a moon the second it spawns. So instead of just waiting a second and a half underneath the moon until it falls on your head, it's actually just better usage of your time to really quickly run over, throw Cappy close to the pylon, and then pick up the moon to then just shake immediately to grab the pylon. It probably saves like a half a second to a second, right? But like that's just how insanely optimized this game is, to the point where like no, like if you have a second and a half where you're not doing something, you need to be doing something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boing.
Also love this guy.
My man.
This dude just waiting for someone to park. That's all he wants.
And I also just love the routing of an area like that. Like being like, well, this dog moon is never going to be worth it, right? And people bring that up all the time. Yeah, the dog moon by itself, there's no way. The bird by itself, probably no way. But you put them together, you're always doing something. That set of 3 moons is so good. Also, another super sexy sub area.
Very
Yeah,
good.
I love this place.
If I was ever going to get back into the speedrun but not run a main category, I definitely was thinking about doing like all sub areas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a popular
good.
one. I always
That also would
wanted
be a
us
great
to
GDQ
make
run.
that like runner's choice darker side, right? Where like realistically you do like all the sub areas, but because the one weakness I find with that category is it seems like you probably would get to the point where like you're revisiting like kingdoms to go do like 1 or 2 sub areas and then you just leave. So it kind of makes the pacing kind of weird at the end. I could be wrong. Dangerous, you could probably answer that better.
For what? All sub areas?
For like all sub areas. I might be wrong about that.
I'd say it's pretty well paced.
Is that okay?
Yeah, because you still need the moon amounts to leave the kingdoms and stuff, and you're gonna primarily do sub areas in the first half, and then you got the moon rock ones that you got to come back for after, and yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, we got the bullet build, not
Definitely
blowing up on the thing.
We'll see. All sub areas also had a BTT not too long ago, and that is a fucking glorious thing to watch.
Oh, I'm sure. Because ultimately, like, the more of those in the route, like, I appreciated the more darker side got optimized. There actually were, like, a decent amount of sub areas. Because those are the ones, those are the crowd pleasers on average, right?
Yeah. A lot of really flashy movement.
They're also just one of those things where, and not to say like this game's hard to practice, but like entering a sub area, your cycles are always going to be the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas like, yeah, we can like warp to a, we can warp to a checkpoint and like try to simulate movement going from one moon to another. But you also have that thing of like, every time you pick up a moon, everything gets refreshed. All of your cap jumps get refreshed. Your, all that stuff. And you can't simulate that quite as well. But in sub areas, you can just be like, okay, I'm just going to pretend like I've already picked up the moons and just like go through the movement as I normally would. Also, is he clipping through this? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's where when it spawns in, he's already through it.
That's
I go
nuts.
up the fire escape.
That was nuts.
Yeah, I would say that like sub areas kind of have the same level of gratification that like Super Mario 64 ILs kind of have, where like you kind of reset the star from the beginning of the level and then it ends when you collect the last star,
Or like Mario Sunshine secrets.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess Sunshine is also instanced as well, where like you enter the level, you grab a shine, and you get spit out again. So, but Odyssey is non-stop by nature, so it's kind of nice to have an instance of that in Odyssey.
I've definitely heard both opinions as far as like, because everyone's always talking about like, oh, what's the next Mario game gonna be? And I think I've heard both sides of it being like, a lot of people kind of liked the pacing and structure of like, okay, you get a MacGuffin and then you get kicked out and then you have to go get another one, because it breaks up. I guess from like a speedrunning standpoint, right? You can jump into a stream and be like, oh, I know what star they're doing. I know what shine they're getting, right?
Sure.
And then they're going to, okay, we got the shine. We're going to leave the level, we're gonna jump back in, we're gonna do gelato, blah blah blah. But then this game, kind of how what Danger said, it's so non-stop all the time that I almost wonder. I don't think Nintendo could ever go back.
I
to
don't
that
think
type
so.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you would ever go backwards to like, all right, the next Mario game.
It's just
Mario-
levels
Yeah,
again.
yeah, it's just levels, right? It's just Mario Iliad or whatever the heck they're gonna call it. You know,
Okay, that's really fucking funny. I've never thought of.
Oh, bro, that is like a joke since 2017. Mine's
Yeah.
Mario
Never
Iliad,
heard of
dude.
that. That's so funny.
but you know, I
Go,
just
bird.
like, oh, the bird shit on him.
Twist his
yeah,
dick
I don't know.
off. No, okay.
Grab his the old dick twist. All right, now we're getting off the rails. We're talking about dick twisting.
Yay! He does the boost.
Dude,
skate.
Yes,
that
he
was
does.
dope.
I love
She just got
that.
owned.
I remember like saying when people were like
so fair.
in the Tyrone era and everything, I was like, I feel like we shouldn't get the triple. I feel like we should get the single and do like the little vector boosts and everything. We were like, eh. Well, whether it's
Very-
faster or not, I'm glad 04dude does it.
Oh, it's definitely
Very fun sub area, by the way.
Yep. Another classic one. And I will say this. All this looks super cool, super nutty, yada yada. I stand by it's easier without the frog. Casually, you should not use the frog.
The only the only thing that makes the frog slightly easier is that you can take a hit.
Oh, can you take a
Oh.
hit?
Well, I'm saying because you would uncapture, like it would get uncaptured, so you could save yourself with it
Oh, sure.
instead of it getting insta killed by the poison.
Would talking about like up to date strats? Would the lake clip, the triple jump clip? Would that?
It is faster.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's
there
not-
is,
that-
There is a reroute that does it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would have to be.
Oh, it's finally actually faster and darker.
It's been faster since like around this time. I was talking to Gannon about it. And it's a reroute that saves like less than 10 seconds only if you get it. Like,
Yeah, they do Lake Kingdom the first visit the same way they do in Darkside. Also, Pirate finally coming in.
Yard. That's the whole
yeah.
reason you get the pirate outfit.
Yeah, because it's just a little bit too slow if you do it the corner clip way.
All right, here we go. And
Yeah,
here's what makes the outfit route work.
here's the main event right here. This is a clip
Odd.
itself that isn't one. It's probably like maybe top 10 hardest in this game. The hardest thing about it is just how late in the run it is. Like this is I stand by this clip as I didn't run almonds. I think it would not remotely be that bad to do an almonds because you do it in the first visit. So you've only been holding the controller for like 20 minutes compared to holding it for almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And hands are sweaty. You've been literally playing nonstop, no breaks for at least an hour at this point.
Really
It's
thought we were gonna hear a mom spaghetti follow up, but that's okay. Sorry, brain rot over here. I'm sorry.
Nah, I heard it.
I had the literal brain rot instead of the metaphorical brain rot.
Moon.
That moon is so silly to me because they 100% in for you to like fly over to it with the flower, and it's like
Right.
casually. I was even like, dude, I could just jump to
I
that.
I
can
think
just
it's
jump to
actually
that
it's intended to get at the fish.
I think. you're
Really?
right. Yeah.
Because I think
Oh.
it's called like the big leap or something.
Oh, high flying leap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's dumb. Did they not
That's-
know you could triple jump?
That's stupid. Yo, and this will always.
Oh,
This is
other
my
area.
favorite
This is
sub-area.
maybe my favorite sub area. It's so sexy.
It's easily like one that I've probably done for like 2.5 hours just because I had my Switch on. I love this area. That's another spot that I would do an up throw spike.
Lake Kingdom has the 3 shittiest sub areas, unless you do the speedrun tech. Then it's the
Yes.
3 best sub areas.
Yep.
Oh god, yeah. Zipper
Oh.
Zipper one is so funny. that was nutty.
True. That's true. Yeah.
I don't get
It
it.
makes me sad that you don't do the zipper sub area in this category.
Zip smack.
That's one of the things I like about bingo.
That was a big, you know, the classic speedrun meme of like, oh, hands on head, oh my god, you can do that. When I saw the zipper sub area where you
just
can
jump
literally,
around.
you can just yeet yourself off the entrance platform and just land where the secret is. I'm like, you can do that? That shit's loaded in?
Like my brain
it's
was
so
like,
good.
that's where it is. Like,
Oh,
What a shit! That bunny didn't even know he was in
that
the
is worst bunny in
game.
the game.
a
That's the worst
bunny. A bunny has never been shit on worse than that bunny just got shit on.
That bunny never had a chance.
Like, if you weren't a speedrunner of the game, you'd be like, oh, he hit a bunny? Oh, what the fuck? It happens so fast.
That bunny is atrocious.
It's pretty bad.
Because Lost,
So
I
bad.
think, is probably the most awkward of the game. This one, it's so hard to catch him afterwards.
I remember every time I see that little roll cancel there with the vector from the top of that pillar, I remember watching Vita. This was a couple months into the game coming out, and people had like started to understand that tech, and that was where I said, oh, Odyssey, like I already knew Odyssey was gonna be a good speedrun. I was like, oh, Odyssey's gonna be like a great fucking speedrun, dude. As more and more tech was being developed. So I always had like a little bit of a soft spot for mentally that moment right there. Also another soft spot, one of the first sub area we ever saw in Super Mario Odyssey. At the Nintendo
was
World
not
The
Championship.
first, I think it's like one of the first ones ever got incorporated in the speedrun ever.
Yep.
We were actually doing the other sub area, the one with the
That's
Potoboo
true.
first.
The Potoboo one.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
now they're
was
both
faster.
now they're both in.
Now they
so
both,
For 80% anyway.
because we're out of options.
Yeah, we don't have any sub areas to do.
Yes, chef.
Yeah, all the up throws and everything there. That was like one of the OG sub areas that people learned how to do semi-fast. It was fun.
Also, shout out to turnips.
Yep, turnips. This
I
is
stand
another one
by
that
it.
I would
People
never have thought, oh, there's no way this would be fast enough for Darker Side. Well, it is if you shit your fucking pants right here.
Uh-huh. I still stand by it. We would not be as good as the fart flipping room if it had different music.
There she is.
I will say,
My girl with the pink boots.
like, half the reason that room is so fast and optimized because it's fun to go fast when you got the athletic theme going.
Man, All Moons gets to listen to that for an hour.
Dude, Wooded 2 gets fucked on by that song. Which is funny because it's for a lot of people, they think, what's a great Super Mario Odyssey song? People always throw out Wooded.
Wooded is great. Honestly, hot take, I prefer the Wooded 8-bit version that you get.
Oh, yeah,
in
no,
the-
that one's great, and you get it for one moon.
Yeah.
That's
I love
not
that
in this
one.
route.
My
Mechanic time.
my actual favorite song in this game is actually if you go to Metro and you go to the cafe where the radio is.
Yes!
And
The piano.
Yeah, it's just a piano. It's just a solo piano song, and I think it's just the Metro song, but it's just a solo piano.
Yeah.
I could sit there for like forever and just listen to that. It's like
Yeah.
super comfy.
My friend Zed actually converted that for KHD Music right now. That's one of the tracks that we have. Yes, one of
Oh,
the
that's
things.
sick.
It's a great track.
I'm curious of how much Odyssey music there is in a certain website.
Right? I've thought that. I've thought that multiple times.
Let me. I'm just
I
gonna.
will say, time for in a moment. I think the hardest sub area of the game.
There's so many good songs.
It is like that is another one that I routed out because I'm too bad.
I'm too bad.
Yeah.
That is officially our last slots moon. And yeah, this is
VCC.
This is
Volcano
BTT.
Cave
They
Cruising.
thought, we're not gonna do this, and now humans are gonna do it. It's also just like, man, it seems like a lot of movement to get over here. So you
That was-
gotta
I'm
do this
insane that
fast
that
for
got
it to
up.
be worth it. Oh, there's a nice little sub area. Little auto scroller. Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Wow, it's still only Fossil Falls.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Damn.
Get
just
more in
Fossil
there.
Falls. Yeah, we gotta get more in there. We gotta get stuck on the peen lean at least.
Gotta at least
Just
suck
that
up.
4-second track.
Literally, all I want it to be is just the.
Yeah.
And that's it. Every time you get a vial.
All right, everyone, grab your butts and spread them. Dump.
grab all of your butts, however many you have.
Collectively, your collection of boot.
Yeah.
And dump.
I love that Nintendo just made this a thing that could happen. Right?
Yeah.
That you could like warp between them, not using the Odyssey, and you can get a dump like this. BAM! What's up, camera?
400.
I love
There's
that it's exactly 400 in this route.
We keep coming back to category extensions. There's a category extension leaderboard for like max moon dump.
Max-
Essentially, like,
Max dump.
It's
you
awesome.
are getting 124 moons in the like early part of the game, and then I think you might start from the post game where like you basically just do any percent, save that file, and then just like try and build up the most amount of moons that you possibly can, and then just watch the dump at the end.
I wonder how big a dump, because I mean it's all the painting moons or
You could-
painting kingdoms.
Listen, you could do it even worse if you just like finished in Cascade Kingdom, coin grinded forever, and just like bought duplicates from the shop forever as well. You could be dumping forever.
Yeah. Non-stop
Literally
dump.
for 999.
I was gonna say, Spike. I'm pretty sure that's how Nukes casually did it.
Oh yeah, no, she asked me,
Yeah.
she was like, I want to take the fattest dump possible in my casual playthrough. And she was there for like 5 minutes watching those moons get dumped. Peach! I love how aggressive Mario is when he's like, hey NPC, give me a fucking moon. Every shop you walk into, it's a jump dive on the counter. Give me the moon and you get it.
It's like the same thing in Mario Sunshine and Pianta 6. The saving the different Piantas is just like, give me the blue coin, give me the blue coin.
Oh, back when they go humma humma.
Exactly.
Hugga
I love this backwards movement here.
Oh yeah, hugga mama. That's what it is. Hugga mama.
mama.
Yep, love this
Reverse-
tech too.
Love
moves?
that tech.
Yeah, I
If
still,
it's
not on screen, it doesn't exist.
I'll say
Yeah.
BPS tried like, to explain that to me, and I still don't understand it.
Isn't it
Like,
just?
of like the perfectly unloading the blocks but loading the right one? Like it's
Yeah, I was gonna say it's basically just like the one block isn't loaded in.
Correct.
Also, how did he get there?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, how the fuck did he get there?
Ooh, I
Welcome
like
back
seeing
to
that,
another edition of How Did Captain Toad Get There?
Also, shout out to the gold that is mentioned, by the way.
All right, that's gonna be the next YouTube series. Welcome everybody to the channel. Welcome everybody to the channel. This is how did Captain Toad get there.
Get there.
Remember to like and subscribe.
They do a whole
We
lore
don't know how he got
analysis
there.
video.
I don't
Who
know
is the
why.
most powerful being in the Super Mario universe? It's not this guy. Fuck that guy. Fuck her. It is Captain Todd. How did this god get into this cave?
Fuck her.
It's this Wiggler.
Clean movement again. There, we all.
God,
this is
and
my
then you,
favorite right
and
here.
then you hit.
I have never been able to do this.
I hope he does the bonk.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god!
Well, I mean, obviously he knows that's a thing.
There's a
that can happen.
platform down there.
Holy crap, dude!
It's actually only in 04's version. He cheated.
Yeah, I was gonna say that wasn't there for me. Ooh.
Again, this goes into my thing of why this kingdom is so good is because it's just literally just seconds of pants shitting movement, and then you get like this little 3-second break where you get to
cool
breathe.
move.
Oh,
That
cool,
pissed
yeah.
me off. That the extra jump over it to get to the moon faster. That was insane. People don't understand like how
Yep.
having to still be in line perfectly to make sure the Trapedal does hit the moon.
Is that what those things are called?
Trapedal, yeah.
I just always thought they were boobs.
I thought they
You
were
know,
boobs.
I think Nintendo was just too much of cowards. That must be the direct translation.
Ah, yeah. Also,
But
shout out to that.
the localization.
Shout out to that moon that is hanging underneath the tree.
Yeah, it's
If
there.
if you ever learn this speed run, which I think all 4 of us can attest, this game is very fun to speed run.
Yes.
If you ever do this category and you get to this part in the run, you will bonk on that tree and not miss and not pick up that moon and lose time. Like, it's like a rite of passage. Like, at some point, you will jump down there, you'll bonk on the branch, and the timer will run out, and then you have to take the warp of shame.
The branches are so bizarre in Lost Kingdom because they're like, if you go through them, you just clip right through them. They're fine. But if you try to go like on the sides, hard brick walls, dude.
Yeah.
Also, it's time to do the jump. Can
Very
he
cool. Very
do it? Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Not even gonna need to do that throw. He got so much fucking movement there.
Yeah.
I will say I usually miss the triple jump and have to go for the long jump back up. So.
Yeah, I always bitch about that because I'm like, oh, dude, the frogs suck. He doesn't go anywhere close to the frogs. My man just triple jump vectors.
Yo, remember that checkpoint we hit in like a minute and a half into the run? We're back.
We're back. 2
Yeah,
hours
finally
and
just-
35 minutes later.
I hate that you can't do left side anymore. I think it's literally only after you destroy the moon rock that it goes away, because you can revisit it in like bingo and stuff, and you can still do left side.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
That's just like literally the moon.
Also,
rock is what gets
there you go. Terrible moon to miss, by the way.
Yeah, please God don't miss that.
Yeah, if you ever miss that moon, that is very sad.
Yeah,
Like,
and then
technically,
knowing
you're
the
up
angle
here
from
so you
here-
can like go down again. But yeah, it's definitely like a rock solid 20 seconds of time loss.
Stop, click off, you like it.
Oh yeah, we can see your.
Because we're on your OBS cap.
Oh. Had to,
Yeah,
the
the
sun was
click off of that.
gonna melt me. Yeah, I forgot you're viewing just my screen. Yeah. The movement was great. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Stream can't see it, but also definitely I don't want to say like a rite of passage, but the way you do that little section there where you talk to Peach immediately after the timer challenge, you know you're getting really cracked at this game when you can beat Cappy to the ground pound moon. Like, that's the barometer of like, I'm getting good enough at moving Mario to where if you can obviously initiate the timer challenge, get the moon, look at the painting. No way. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, baby.
All right, refresh it.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, bonking there's so scary.
Shoutouts to Ekwan Bird.
I was gonna say, I was pretty sure it was Ekwan, wasn't it? I miss
Yep.
Ekwan.
Ekwan disappeared into the ether, never to be seen
I
again.
know. I miss Ekwan.
Landing on that sign to just get that little extra pixel of height.
Did Ekwan also find?
It's also just traumatized this bonneteer. No big deal.
Right. Give me your fucking moon. And send it back.
Love this strat. It's so
Damn,
good.
Hitting the key is gonna be insane.
Yeah, is he taking a side platform?
It's funny because you probably would always think like, oh, could I reach that? Oh my gosh.
All right. Honestly,
Good
good
instincts,
reaction
though.
to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Spin that motherfucker. But no, yeah, like you were saying earlier, Kuiper, I love anytime you have one of those where you're like, I'm gonna leave Cappy here. While you're gone, Cappy, I'm gonna get 3 moons. And look at a hint art for a 4th. In
That
the
banana
time
one
of this,
really
like,
weird.
15-second timer challenge you give me.
That banana looks different than the other ones.
And shit on the money.
You just call a moon a banana?
Yeah.
I call them bananas.
Has it always been this way in Darker Side? Did we not get the danger sign in Darker Side?
No,
Yeah,
that's the
so
old-
that
old
got
cap
cut
route.
because of the bird, the way they
Yeah.
do it now.
Well, yeah, that bird strat makes it so you don't have to go to the danger sign anymore.
So there's no, sorry,
sorry,
dangers.
dangers.
There's no danger sign and there's no
Nice and
notes moon now.
It's okay, you're replacing my sign for a bird. I can accept this.
Yeah,
I'm
but
pretty sure
it's a net
I'm pretty
positive.
sure it's VCC that replaces those two ones.
Oh, is that okay? So you would normally, if you're not VCCing it.
You know, I know we talked about how there are no breaks in this category. I lied.
Actually, VCC is what replaces the IP skip moons. That's what it changes. Because my route, I get the moons in the pyramid, but I don't do VCC.
Yeah, which seems like the good swap out.
Yeah, just for my sanity.
Back when I routed this was a classic one that everyone was like, is it really worth it to go to Moon for like 5 moons? And I was like, well, it's worth
so
6
fast.
moons. It's a Captain Toad moon. If you don't get this taxi moon, you don't get the one on Mushroom.
Isn't it technically? Yeah, it actually accounts for 3 additional moons because it's the Captain Toad, it's another hint art, and it's more ground pound moons, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the breaking point is in like modern Darker Side.
I think you're already reaching those things.
Okay.
Yeah, because not all of them are like to the exact moon. So, but it's just, yeah, it's fast. You only do the front little part and then you don't come back to Moon.
Yeah, for example, like the ground pound moons, not all of that is, oh, we're getting this for the achievement. The achievement's just a bonus. Most of the ground pound moons are also just really fast.
Yeah, there's like 40. You get like 50 something ground pound moons.
Back in Luncheon.
Luncheon being 3 visits is pretty crazy.
There we go. Oh, straight up uses the fork flicker.
Is it
Man,
faster to do that? There's no way, right?
The fork flicker?
I don't think it is.
Versus like Salt Triple?
I think Salt Triple's still faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, Salt Triple just also puts you closer to the moon.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I think
that- Yeah.
Love this tech.
unless maybe Momentum.
Drop him off at school
I've never done that. I've
That's
always just
so
gone
cool.
through the cannon.
and then go pick him up.
Yeah,
All right,
that's the
let's
best
go to
part.
McDonald's.
You
You said dropping him off at school.
Yeah, then you pick him up.
Yep. Let him play with his friends for like 2 seconds.
Hey guys, I made it!
Any flickers in chat?
Don't answer that.
Spike, can we expect the all moons like return or the darker side return?
I want to go back and like actually sub 8 all moons. Yeah, I enjoyed that. It was just a lot. I've just got a million other projects I'm working on. Oh yeah. Oh, Skip Daddy, let's go.
Skip Daddy.
Skip Daddy.
On main?
Yo, dropping off Cappy at school. Oh. And then you warp to school for him.
Cappy.
Now the real question is any corners?
Yo. Yeah, corn.
Any corners in chat?
Any King K rules in chat?
Type
I'm
1 of
cobbing.
corn. I'm cobbing.
I'm popping out of my mind, dude.
Oh my god, I'm cobbing.
Any corn stars?
Oh god.
And then a little up throw, and then maximize that height, daddy, and then a little boop.
Oh,
Flick.
no way.
God, this kingdom has flicking. It's got corning. It's got This is
Cobbing.
this game's for children.
I was about to replace horny with corny, but corny is also a word.
That is
so my humor
good.
doesn't work. Fuck.
Good job.
I did say corn star. So
Any
Country
corn
girls make
stars?
got your choice.
That makes me think of
Damn, no anime.
old.
No
that makes me
anime.
country girls make do makes me think of a TikTok that I'm not going to talk about.
Fun fact: the only sub area in Darker Side where we only get 1 moon.
Because the other one's bad.
The sub area is really cool in all moons. But
Also,
yeah,
I do like this sub area.
yeah, the
I
shards
like
are slow.
shards in this game.
That's true for any percent too, actually.
Yep.
Oh.
The only time you go in and just get a moon piece.
I think minimum captures gets that move.
Oh, we get to see the super sexy triple jump here. I'm assuming we do. Not here. At the end of this little section.
It's probably the damage boost variant that you're gonna see. Yeah. The triple
Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh yeah, you'll see.
Oh, yeah, a little
Also,
bonus
fun
hit.
fact about a bonking on that chest.
Oh, are we gonna do a little? Oh no, okay. I was like, I think BTT goes a little over those 2 gaps with the little rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cute. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about here. This little triple jump strat where you tilt the. Oh, you know, he's just gonna do the damage boost. Yeah.
Yeah, because that is faster.
Yeah.
You're not waiting for it.
Yeah,
I do wish.
Like a stupid
I do
douchebag.
wish there was a mod. If we can come up with like hide and seek mods for this game, I would love a mod where we just get Mario's inner dialogue. Like as he's doing all of this stuff and he like burns his ass on the lava. just like Mario going, "Oh, a moon."
Fuck. Oh.
You know?
Well,
Like,
now I'm
when he's doing the movement over the pit in Wooden, he's just like, "Okay, we got a moon." You know? Just like his inner thoughts.
Where was that little spin through?
Is he gonna
Not
do the
here.
thing?
That's
Oh,
not
he's
going in here.
Oh. Not in here.
Yeah. Where's all that going? Not in here.
This great. This fantastic.
And in that moment, she saved so many men's lives around the world. Just TikTok.
I was gonna say, I feel like, did they get everything? I was thinking like, I might be thinking of older routing, but I felt like there was more to Luncheon 3 than this. Maybe I'm...
No, they just more of Luncheon 2, or more of what
More of
I
Luncheon
guess
3 is
used to be
part of Luncheon
Luncheon
2
3
now.
is moved to 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
They're
right.
getting about the same, if not more moons, because they're also doing
Right.
volcano cave cruising. Yo, I love the cappy throw to like suspend yourself in air a little bit, so you just cruise
Getting
into
that
that star.
checkpoint was sick.
Yeah, that's right, I said star.
I-
Oh, I thought he
this
was
is-
gonna have the damage list. Boo, boo,
I
boo,
would
boo.
say I also got really excited thinking that. Also, which variant does he do here? Okay, he does the.
He does the
back-
dive variant.
Oh!
Oh!
Dangerous.
Hey, got
The
the
scroll.
checkpoint.
The scroll.
That's like 20 minutes!
Runs over.
This
Even
could've
the
been a
anime
fif-
music died.
This could have been a 58.
Oh,
Yo,
damageless. He might not have
I
had
lo-
deathless, but he had damageless.
I love Dangerous popping up like, oh, this record's free.
God.
It's mine
I'm
by
gonna
tomorrow.
shit on this
Don't
immediately
make
after
any
this.
mistakes, forehead.
Let's go. Can you believe a
love
3-hour
that.
run with
Dude,
mistakes?
that was beautiful of jumping out of there, diving into
Yeah.
a spin pound.
That was hot. And now Yoshi's house. How does he live here?
By house, we mean a chimney.
Right. I don't feel like this is enough to live on.
Shout out to a terrible category, star percent.
That is a terrible
Yeah,
category.
if we're talking about proof of concept, that's
It's a
definitely
horrible category. I don't know if this is true. Somebody told me that if 1.3 didn't happen, that Brunchin was being implemented into 90%.
No.
Okay.
Because there's still
They lied.
there's still nothing you can do. Like if you get there, there's no Odyssey, so you still can't leave. So
Oh, the Odyssey's not spawned in. Oh.
No.
Yeah.
So what I had heard was like, because I think that was just the only way to do Spiritless before Spiritless was properly discovered, and I think the idea was like you would get those moons, warp back, and then you would just enter Luncheon when you're supposed to, and just leave.
Brunchin would be in darker, yes, but not any percent. Hey.
yeah, it saves like 2 seconds or something.
Hell yeah, baby.
Also, this
And
bunny sucks.
final bunny we get to shit on.
Yeah, so you don't have to warp.
We can also shit on these plants. That's right. Oh, they bloomed into beautiful. Oh God, they're dead.
Give me your star!
Give me a fucking star. I'm so aggressive.
There's no time.
In Galaxy,
I guess
I killed a
speaking of these
literal
flowers, though.
family for a star. I will do anything. That poor bug and her child. They weren't even part of Bowser's minions. He's like, I'll
just
kill a
did it.
family. Yeah, that's great.
You went up above a tower and were like, "You're not supposed to be here." Just killed them.
Give me your star! I need to rescue my girl.
And then come back. Another one of the OG little darker
gotta-
side speedrun strats, because we were like, there's no way this fucking moat catfish moon would ever work, right? You have to stack up 10 Goombas, you gotta uncork everything in the moat, or what if?
Hold
One
up.
shining moment. Oh my god!
With the
Are you-
signal jump too. What a fucking I know Spike,
Yeah.
you also do that variant, which is insane to me.
Man, now we're corking in this speedrun? Dude,
Yo.
this is not a kill children's game.
Yo, any corkers? Oh, what is this for? Oh, I've never seen a Shiraze variant on this. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. How did you get that?
No.
Oh, look, it's Yoshi.
Hey, what's up, Yoshi? Bye, Yoshi.
Hi, Yoshi.
So we literally broke into his house, stole his belongings. We were like, don't wake him up, don't wake him up, don't wake him up.
All right, everyone. It's rock, paper, scissors time.
Yeah, so probably for Speedrun Watch Party, I will do this. We've gone 2 hours and 50 minutes. We will skip over this portion of the run.
That is fine.
In case anybody needs knowing, we're collecting 31 moons from Toadette. They're all the exact same 7-second intervals, and she's just like, "Oh my god, you got this one!"
Yeah.
That for 3.5 minutes.
From a routing standpoint, I love this. Especially
the concept
for
is
Darker
awesome.
Side. For all moons, it loses context and just becomes shitty. Because it's like, well, this bitch is why I'm jumping 10,000
Why
times.
is Mario so good at this?
But imagine for a moment that she just gives all these moons all at once.
Right.
Imagine.
How would that balance things? Would you do more even? I don't know. But yeah, if she... Because, hey, man, I talk shit on Super Mario Sunshine all the fucking time. They had the whereabouts to be like, oh, you got 240 blue coins? Here's 24 fucking shines. Get out of my house.
Well,
It's so fat, it's so nice.
It literally goes...
Imagine if it was
And-
it's just like repeatedly.
and by the way,
500 moons.
it's not like this game is incapable of giving you multiple moons at the same time, because you can buy 10 duplicates from the shop
Yes, you can.
all at once.
Yep.
And it does go clink, 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 like all at once. So it could do it. They just choose not to.
Yeah. We would have a split where you dump, and then a split where you clink, I
Where you
guess.
clink
You clink
A split where you
31
dump
times.
and a split where you pump, you know?
Pump, that's it. The pump, the dump, and then the pump.
The dump and pump. Classic.
Now, it goes back many years. I'm glad that Optimal Darker Side gets to go through Darker Side. I think the frog skip was cool. I was like, I think there's the potential that the Darker Side cave can be very, very cool. And
The frog-
stuff that's been found over the years, yeah.
The frog was just a thing where it's like one of those things where it's a really cool party trick, but not great for the speedrun. So like that would be something like, I'm like, oh hey, we're gonna do an Odyssey glitch showcase, right?
Right.
At GDQ after the run's over. So it's like, all right, cool, let's go through Darker Side like the normal way, which is what you're seeing right now. And then like at the end of it, you could be like, all right, so this is how we used to do Darker Side. And it's just like, yeah, you just swim across the gap and the crowd, oohs and ahs. And it's like, yeah, thank God we don't do that anymore, because that's lame.
I think I didn't love the pacing of the run, being like movement. It ends on 4 minutes of talking to Toadette, and then 2 minutes or 3
Swimming
minutes or
across the
whatever
gap.
of swimming across the sky. Yeah. Because, and like, there was the argument that, well, Darker Side, like that opening little bit we just saw was kind of cool, but the rest of it's kind of lame. But now, over the years now, instead of going up that whole way, it's faster to go through this section. Boop. Barely make it through, not getting hit by the fuzzies right there. You will take 1 damage right here. And then we come up, well, yeah, but like then you get up here and you're just riding the flower road the entire time. And then one of my absolute favorite strats in the entire run pops up. Right
I
here.
will never forget the way that I introduced that to you.
Yup.
I didn't know
I was
it.
about to bring this
genuinely
up.
did not know.
When you showed Spike this the first time, his pop off is like legendary. It's so good.
Like,
this
what?
is so
oh my
stupid.
God, are you kidding me? Oh, that's so cool. But like, wait, you're gonna have to get over here. You can't cross this gap. Oh,
That
believers.
is so ridiculous.
And now-
the craziest part, you're like, oh, I bet you probably take the last flower.
Nope.
Little poppage,
the fact
little
that you go
lockage into the wall and go, baby! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
that might be the coolest strat in the run, and it's like at the very, very end.
It is a 2DSS of Darker Side.
Oh, it's so good. And then here you get to work on your shake weight here.
Yeah, and the original Darker Side skip right here, where like you're only like halfway through Darker Side right now.
See,
but
I'm sure some people are like, yeah, but you're getting mad at us about skipping Darker Side, so why are you skipping Darker Side? We're not skipping anything interesting, I promise. The only thing we're skipping is another auto-scroller, so it's fine.
It's an auto-scrolling platform with a bunch of really annoying little fuzzy dudes. And then there is a 2D section, that's kind of cool, but yeah.
I think it's a net gain skipping this part of Darker Side.
Yeah.
It's all in context, right? Like, I love skips and speedruns. There's like a balance to it. There's a pacing to it, right?
Yeah, I feel like us starting to actually do Darker Side properly, it was like our version of like Mario 64, like where N64 is the main thing. Where like, yeah, you could do this thing that saves time, but like people, not people will judge you, but people will be like, oh, dang it, really?
Yeah,
So.
the variant on that, like, it takes, I think,
Oh,
a
there it
little
is.
bit of shaking. There it is. He got it. You wonder what his mental game was coming up
Yeah,
on
he's
that.
like, I'm not letting this happen again.
But then it's funny because he immediately bonks on the pipe.
Uh-huh.
It's like, hell yeah, I'll buy it, bonk.
Now, again, world record at this point is ending in 35 seconds.
Yeah.
So he's like, if I got up here and I somehow, like, went over the fucking moon or something, like, you don't feel like this is done for until you have touched that moon.
And then what's faster here, doing this or jumping out like normally without the cap. I still don't know which one's faster.
And hey, world record!
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. In 2 hours, 59 minutes, and 39 seconds.
The GOAT.
No hands, gamers. That's right. In this cutscene. No, that was not
Spike the
me.
Goat
That
getting
was
more record right now?
04dude3. I'm gonna post the link also in the chat. If anybody ever wants to go back, save it, go back and watch it. 04dude3, go give his YouTube some love. Go watch Speedrun. Yeah, he's about to go unmute and everything.
Dude, let's go.
Oh, yo, I'm sorry. I have to, if you don't hear the audio,
Dude, let's go.
you said, "Dude, let's go."
Dude, man.
The most real thing ever. Like,
I love
04
when-
is 04 is him.
Like, pop-offs are so satisfying because you know all of this, like, pent-up emotional energy has been, like, sitting there in reserves waiting for this moment. And then you get the runners who are just like, neat.
Neat.
And
I'll
that's
do it
their
better
entire
another day.
reaction to, like, the best run of that game that anyone's ever done.
That so many people have dumped time into. So
Yep.
yeah.
We had.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that is the best category in Mario Odyssey.
I was gonna say I really like the juxtaposition of those two types of, because it's basically like you're one or the other, right? You are
Yes.
either somebody who
Yes, eat my
Yeah.
dick.
that's me. That I'm a big eat my dick type of person when I get
same.
when I
Same.
Dying
get a
on the
TV.
ween, dude.
That logic applies to a lot of different areas in life, so I'm about it.
Boom,
Oh my
boom,
God.
suck
But
on
yeah,
the
but
pee-wee.
Pete. But then like you do get the people that are just like cool,
Yep.
and I almost kind of like, it makes me almost kind of like oh god, if that was me I would be like throwing things
All right, just
out of
anything.
joy. Yeah,
Oh,
like
this shaker bottle, eat shit. Throw.
yeah, you know.
I'm more of just the silent, like the relatively silently be like, like,
Right. There is like a point you hit it. I remember like obviously dangers. I know you've beaten Ironmon before. I remember when Pi beat Ironmon last year, and it was just this like, oh, he would never say this, but oh, thank fuck. It's over. I finally done it. And some people get there also with speedrunning, depending on how long you grind it and everything. But massive shouts to 04dude3. We got the shout outs in the chat.
Yeah.
Go give him some love. He's still working on Super Mario Odyssey speedrunning stuff all over the place. And
Plays with his feet.
Got with his feet for
And dead feet.
2-player Darker Side and other world records of the 2-player variety. So This brings us to a conclusion, Chad, to our first episode of Speedrun Watch Party. We're definitely going to do more of these. I already have an idea for a second episode. It's just going to be a showcase of speedruns that I think are very cool. Shouts to 04dude for letting me showcase this on my channel. And massive shoutouts to all three of my guests for chilling. This is honestly, I will say for the first episode, this is exactly the vibe I wanted. I don't want this to turn into like, oh, it's like GDQ style commentary or anything. I want to chill, you watch, and you appreciate just kind of the art of a speedrun. Remember some like anecdotes about like, you know, the history of Odyssey speedrunning or whatever game we're showcasing. You know,
It's very like, you know how on like sports programs they have those like after shows that are just a bunch of like dudes who just really love sports, just kind of shooting the shit about things that they're really passionate about. That's kind of the vibe we got going on right here.
There's like the NFL variant of like a football life, right? Where it's just like, like you talk about like a specific year or a specific team, but in this case we're talking about a specific speed run.
Yep. So, yeah, keep a lookout, everyone. Again, this will probably be less frequent than once a week. I hope probably somewhere in the ballpark of like once a month we'll do these. Just, well, you know, it's kind of whenever I get inspired to be like, I want to get some nerds in here. I've already got an idea for like a third episode. I've already lied to Kuiper and said we're going to do low level. Who would do that?
Damn, dude, I'm here still in the call.
You haven't cut me yet.
Who's
No, low level would genuinely be fun. But yeah, when we're watching the bait and Kaidos 100%, yo dog. All right, who are the three idiots that want to join me for that? Anyways, if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of Speedrun Watch Party. One more time, shouts to 04dude3 for doing this, letting us watch it. It's great. And we'll see you for the next one. Shouts to Kyber Don't Care, Double A Dewey, and Dangers. I love you all. You're great.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you, YouTube. Bye-bye.